Hello culers and welcome back to Barça Live. We're now in the Copa del Rey. It's the round of 32, the first round that Barça enter into this season, looking for our 33rd title. The journey, the path, it starts today. We're away from home to Guadalajara. This is a round of 32 tie, as I said. You can see the images of the players warming up on your screens right now. The cup is back. And Alex Ibarteta, you're back too. We won on Saturday without you, but very delighted to have you back. Welcome once again.
Thank you for having me. Now, let's see if we can continue the winning streak that we have going on. Yes,
absolutely. Right, as I'm sure you're all aware, this game has been delayed by 30 minutes. We can go straight to Marc Brau. Marc, what's happened? And whilst you're at it, give us the Barça lineup.
Hi Pablo, hi guys, how are you? Good evening from Guadalajara. Today here, Barça will start the path to the final of the Copa del Rey. The king of the cup, we are searching for our 33rd trophy of the Copa del Rey. As you commented, the game will start with a little delay because there were some issues with the additional stands that are just behind me. This is the reason because the kickoff will be at 9:30 p.m. and 9. But no other problems. The team is ready. The team is warming up and really focused in this game because Guadalajara plays in the third category of national football in Primera Federación, but that kind of games are not easy. Last season Barça did quite well against Barça, and this is the path that the team has to follow today, as Hansi Flick said yesterday in the press conference room. For the moment, cold night here in Guadalajara, a city next to Madrid, only 50 kilometers an hour by car, and it's a good atmosphere here, and for the moment, not rain, so it's quite important. Let's go with the lineup with many changes and many possibilities to put the players on the positions. One of the most important news is that Marc-André ter Stegen will start at the goal. The first game this season for the captain, playing today in the starting 11. At the back, well, for the moment we put the players in that way, with Jofre Torrens playing as a left back, with Eric Garcia as a right back, with Frenkie de Jong and Andreas Christensen as a centre back, with Marc Casado and Marc Bernal as midfielders. Maybe one of the possibilities could be with Marc Casado playing as a right back and Frenkie de Jong playing in the midfield, but yesterday Hansi Flick said that he cannot imagine Marc Casado as a right back. Let's go away in the next minutes if it was a tricky one or if it's a possibility to have Marc Casado playing as a right back. Then the forward. Of course, it's not easy to put the forwards in the positions because Lamine Yamal will play maybe as an attacking midfielder the same way that he played against Betis in Estadio La Cartuja, with Rooney Bardghji playing at the right, with maybe Fermin at the left and Marcus Rashford as the number 9. A puzzle that will be finally resolved when the game will start.
Marek, thank you so much for all the updates and indeed trying to work out this Barça lineup. We're unsure. You can see it on your screens right now, people. That's how we think Barça are going to line up. I should say a quick hello to everyone in the chat. We've got plenty of people watching us on Alex. We've got the regulars. Pirita Malaguita says, hola Alex, hola Pablo. Mac Lumbis says, let's beat the Mexicans. Visca Barça. We're not playing the Mexican side Guadalajara, as you can imagine, in the Spanish Copa del Rey. Bruna's there, 4x4. Charlotte is in. We are the best Galatasaray. Love that you're here in a Barça stream. But Alex, that's the Barça team.
Yeah.
Susceptible to change as the game goes on. Let's see how Flick, as Marek says, unravels this puzzle.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, we were in the preview there saying, okay, this could happen, this could happen, this could happen. There's literally so many options. Looking at, starting from the back to the front, is Frenkie de Jong going to centre back. Eric Garcia was obviously there, Casado right back. It's a bit confusing. Then you have, the four up front with Lamine Yamal, Rooney, Rashford and Fermin. Those can interchange literally in any position across the front. So this is the best guess, I think, that we could deduct from the information that we know and how we know the players and Hansi Flick. But literally, we won't know what the lineup is until the match starts, really.
And like you say, Alex, it's one of those lineups that you could interchange players as well. Yeah. You don't imagine that front four is going to stay set as the game goes on, would you? So there's a lot we can figure out here. And I mean, there's some big points too to stake. And first game for him this season, first game since the game when the league was already won against Villarreal last season that he's played. Jofre Torrent gets a big start. Bernal with an important start, only his second since his long-term injury he suffered. So a lot to like, a lot of interesting things to point out. Rate it, by the way, chat, 1 to 10 in the members live chat. Let's see what you guys think of it, because it's exciting.
It's interesting.
It is interesting.
It's really interesting.
Interesting's a word for it, isn't it? I'm going to pull up another question immediately here then, because we've seen the Barca lineup. Let's go with who will be the key player for today's game out of that lineup, Alex. I've gone De Jong because I think he plays, we think anyway, he could play centre-back today, which is big for him. He has played there before. Bernal, big start for him. And Rooney, you and me were here, Alex, for when he was brilliant against Betis. Let's hope we're all the same.
Oof, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Obviously, Frank De Jong would have... he's not played a lot, so I think he's mentally just ready to have a good game, to have an impact. We talk about Pedri controlling the rhythm a lot. Frankie de Jong does that for us. So from the centre-back position, knowing that potentially we're going to be at the halfway line, really, for most of the match, having someone to dictate the match from that position could be quite key. Rooney's on a good run, especially, I think today he can have a lot of fun, especially with that front four. It's quite fun. But you know what? I'm going to go with Bernal. Rooney's had a good game last night. I think he's going to have a good game, but I would like to see Bernal have a key role in the midfield. If he looks for it, I think he could get on the ball quite a lot, considering the positions that he has, considering how high up we might be able to play today, how much space he might have down the middle, especially, when you have the front four, that's basically what the defenders are going to be looking at. So, give Bernal a bit of space. He can do a lot. So I'd say Bernal, with the hopes that he can be a key player today.
I like it a lot, Alex. I like it. We've got a lot in the chat here. SHHH31 says Rooney. FTW Mickey says De Jong. Janet Louise Benya says Rooney. Matt Glumby says 3, obviously. A lot of Rooney's. People want to see Rooney today. Matt Glumby says Rooney is hungry.
Yeah. I think Rooney can get a few goals today. If he has a lot of space, if he continues with the confidence, I think the confidence that he got the last match, that he played well in, could be quite key for today to continue that. And hopefully today he does have a really good match. I'm hoping for that. It's a player that I am liking a lot so far.
Well, you're seeing him on your screens there. Rooney Bardghji warming up for this one. Away from home to Guadalajara. Keep as ever all of your comments flooding in the members live chat. Lots of you watching on. I'll tell you who'll be watching on from the touchline today. It's Hansi Flick. Let's hear his thoughts ahead of this cup game.
Today next to the pitch we are with our coach, with Hansi Flick. Hi Hans, how are you? Good evening.
Hello, I'm good.
Well, first of all, I don't know if it will matter something or not that 30 minutes later that you have to play the game.
Well, the opponent also have this, so we have to accept it, and we have to be ready when the referee will start.
You said yesterday that last season the team did quite well in Barça. I don't know if it could be a good reference for what the team have to do today.
Of course, this is always when the opponent is like this from the third division. It's on. When you invite them, they will use it. But we have to. It's all about not names today, it's about the attitude.
And the last one is about the lineup. Many changes with Marc at the goal, with Joffre as the left back, many new players. So what do you expect about them?
No, it's just we also have to give the other players minutes, but also manage the minutes of the players who are playing really a lot of matches last weeks. And this is why we have this team, but I think we have a fantastic starting 11.
Thank you and good luck, Hansi.
You're welcome, thanks.
The words of our coach before the game. Today, Barça will start the Copa del Rey 2025-2026.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mark. Words there of Hansi Flick for this one. I must agree, Alex. I think he does say, I think we've got a fantastic starting 11.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn strong for a first round Copa game, I must say.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, when you're looking at the team that we're playing against, Guadalajara, I think it was, we said 17th in the table in their league. They're not having a great season. You're coming off, how many matches that we've won consecutively now. We're on a good streak. We're confident. The players are regaining that momentum that we needed from them. And there's a lot of, it's a mix of players that have played a lot. Rashford, Lamine Yamal, that's about it really.
Fermin, I suppose.
Yeah. So it's players, coming back from injury that haven't been able to get into the rhythm that today could be kind of, that they've been itching to play. And today they're finally getting it. Then you have Bernal. I think I would include Rooney as well with Bernal and Joffre to have, those moments and those maybe 90 minutes. You never know.
100%.
I was looking at the pitch. The ball rolls quite slowly. Obviously, the home side are used to it. So I'm quite keen to see how we play, like what the strategy is from Hansi Flick, what Hansi Flick is telling his players now that he's seen the warm up, what strategy we use, because obviously maybe we're going to be dominant quite a lot, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to be so forceful when trying to score as many goals as possible. So now I'm just keen for the match start to know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, certainly lots of incognitos in this. When you mentioned the pitch, Alex, let's see how that affects proceedings. Right, as ever, all of you in the chat, well, that means that you are indeed a Barca YouTube member. Massive thank you to all of you. And by the way, we'll be giving a lot of you a big shout out later on in today's program, because there are an awful lot of you who've signed up today. So I want to say a massive thank you. You get some really great perks. Of course, you can become part of the family. You can interact with us during all of these live shows that we do, the preview shows, the contract renewals. You can get involved in the chat with your special emojis. You can send in specific questions before the Champions League games that then are answered by our very own players. I'm sure a few of you watching on would have had your question answered in previous rounds in the Champions League. You've also got our members-only live streams, members-only polls, of course. The live streams include such as the under-19 games at times, the youth games. I know a lot of you guys watching on will love all of that stuff. And I want to use this chance to ask you all a question, and that is, where are you all watching us from today? Where are you watching us from? I always like this game, Alex, because we get loads of flags, and you and me got to try and figure out where they're from. I think we had Oman last time, was it? That nearly caught us out. And
it was.
And we.
What was it in the end?
It was Oman, I think. It was Oman.
Yeah.
There were some really great ones. As ever, people, I know there's a lot of you watching.
Put the flags in the chats.
Get the flags in there. And in fact, in terms of something in the chat, we've got a really special little new thing to show you all later during the game. So don't go anywhere for that. I want to see some flags, though. Where are you all watching us from today is the question that I want to ask you all. Right, you mentioned them a few moments ago, Alex. Guadalajara.
Yeah.
Third division side, not doing very well in their Division 2, suffering a little bit. I think they've won 4 out of 16 games in the domestic league. They beat Celta in the last round 1-0. Having a bit of a historic cup run. This is the furthest they've got, and maybe one of their biggest games in their history. It's always hard to know what to expect. You know, we can't pretend to be experts, but what are you expecting a little bit from them tonight? I'm
probably to be a bit shaky at the start, definitely. It's one of those, you know, when you're playing against a team like Barcelona, you have a lot of respect. And I think naturally you need to shake off that respect and build into the game and just realize it's just another match. It's expected from, you know, the underdogs that usually get to these opportunities to play against teams in La Liga. So maybe at the beginning, you know, a rough start for them to kind of ease into the game, to also match the intensity. I think the biggest difference between, you know, first division, third division would be probably the intensity of plays, the speed, the movements overall, especially a team like Barcelona. You know, we move the ball very, very quickly. So adapting to that, I would assume they're going to be a bit more defensive. It's what you would expect. But, you know, we are Barcelona, and, you know, most teams do show up against us. So, you know, they could be losing 6 games in a row. This game they show up for it. So it's a cup game. You never know what happens. You know, again, what you said, it's probably the biggest match of their lives, really. So, you know, they're quite keen for it. But at the same time, I think the superiority, especially when you look at our lineup, you know, it's not a lineup that we're putting a B team out.
No,
you know,
there's
literally every single player on here is a starter for us. So it's absolutely amazing. So I would expect them to have to adapt quite a lot, especially at the beginning. Yeah, certainly.
Guadalajara, I think they'll be well up for this, as you would expect. I believe we've got a good amount of flags in the chat. We've got Romania in there, Alex, haven't we? We've got Turkey. We've got the Sevilla. We've got the Spanish flag. Brita Malaguita, Sevilla.
That's Haiti.
Is it? Yeah. Is that Haiti? Yeah. Wow.
I'm pretty sure, isn't it?
Norway, Croatia, I think we said.
Yeah.
And that's Slovenia, I think we've got in there too. Really good, guys. Really good. Love it. Love it. We've got loads of flyers coming in. Right.
I love it.
You know what it's time for, Alex? It's a time for a round of Guess the Player.
Oh, God. Okay.
Your favourite time of the day. And all of you in the chat, get yourselves ready. Here we go, people. First one is in. Members live chat. Get yourselves involved. Guess the player. I want to say today, Alex, these are quite tricky.
What is that?
I looked over these and they're quite tricky.
Oh, that hair is confusing.
They are quite tricky. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That looks like Kubarsi, but his hair is not like that. I'm trying to think of the convocatoria.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the younglings, isn't it? No, that's not Christensen. Eddie Garcia maybe with the hair, but doesn't really match.
It's tricky. I want to see if we've got...
I feel like this is definitely a younger player that I don't necessarily...
Okay.
So who is... The two young players would be Tommy and Joffre, really.
Okay, I like where you're going with it.
Okay.
I like your thinking. Janet Luis Peña says Balde. Jesus puts some question marks.
Between Eric Garcia and Joffre, maybe.
Okay.
Because Tommy has like his hair is a bit flat, so.
It's tough, Alex.
It is. You know, I'm gonna go with.
Final answer?
I'm
Because
gonna go with
we've got Lamine. I think we've got
going-
Koubarsi there. You're going to go for Joffre. It was tough, Alex. It was certainly tough.
Is it like Koubarsi or something?
Chesney.
Oh. Okay.
Tech Chesney is who
Didn't
it was.
expect that hair from Chesney.
Not a single person got it right in the in the
Wow.
members live chat, so don't feel bad, Alex. Let's go on to the
Okay.
next one. Right, let's see if anyone does a little bit better on this one.
I would go for Christensen on this one.
Bang! Straight away. Straight away,
Get
Christensen.
in. Just has a look about it.
It did. You know what? I actually had sort of half forgotten who this one was.
Really?
And then it came up and I thought it was Christensen.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Spot
Christensen. And something about the look of it was easy. Right,
It's Christensen.
let's speed through this. So let's go on to the
Okay,
next
go
one. Ooh.
Is that hair or hat?
Who is that in the background? Because that might help you out. I believe
That's Tommy.
That's Tommy in the background, exactly.
Is this hair or a hat? I'm confused. Is that a hat or is that hair?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. We've got a few Christensens. I think they're all for the last. They're for the last one. They're for the last one. They're for the last one.
I mean, the hair would be Koubarsi.
Yeah, I hear you. It's not a bad shout on the hair.
Is that completely wrong? I don't really know who else.
I'm gonna say it's not Koubarsi.
Who else has hair?
You've mentioned this name before.
Well, Tommy's in the back. Joffre. Did I get that? Go on.
Let's have a little look.
No
Have I
one
got
knows.
anyone? Pedri, Gavi. It's
See,
not. It's not going to be Gavi, people.
It's the young kids have the hair, Pablo. So you have to get. Oh, go on.
Joffre Torrents is playing today in the Copa del Rey round of 32. Mark is trying to play along. Mark, good evening, my friend. How are you doing? How's the stadium? Very warm. Welcome to everyone, of course. There is Marc Brau, pitchside for us tonight as Barça start their Copa del Rey adventure. Marc.
Yeah, good evening, Pablo and Alex. I have to say that I did not have the possibility to say Joffre, but believe me, I swear it. I thought about Joffre Torrents. I don't have the possibility to demonstrate that, but believe me that I thought about this player. Yeah, as you said, Pablo, many things have happened in the last hours here in Guadalajara. As you said, we are in Spain, not in Mexico. This is a city next to Madrid, an hour by car, more or less, 50 kilometers more or less. As you can notice just behind me and just all around the stadiums, all the issues that were before the game, and this is the reason because this game is delayed, were absolutely good right now. So the stadium will be absolutely full. 80,000 people. This is the city where the club played in second division just 12 years ago. Due to economical reasons, they had to go to other categories of the Spanish football, but they are very happy to have Barça here right now to play that kind of game. We have to explain, and this is my connection, what I want to say, that kind of games were not easy last years for Barça. The last year against Barbastro, yes, we won 4-0 against Barbastro, but we have to remember many games that Barça played in that round 32. We only beat Barbastro 2 years ago, 2-3. We beat in the extra time Cornellà. We beat in the extra time Intercity. Remember that in Linares we have to make a comeback. Also in Ibiza in 2020. So this is not an easy game, always not only for Barça, but for other teams that are playing at that round. I don't have many time just to keep this conversation with you guys. For the moment, I have to say that it's quite cold here at Guadalajara, not as cold as this was expected, and for the moment it's not raining, so this is good also for the players, but especially for me and for Nuriel, my camera. So guys, I have to go to my position. Remember that as always you will have the Flick Cam live, and let's gonna explain what will happen here in this stadium. Remember the Hansi Flick for the moment remains unbeaten in the Copa del Rey. Last season Barça made an incredible Copa del Rey. I prepare a quiz for you guys. So let's gonna do it. And after that, I will ask you how many good answers you will have for this quiz that I prepared for you. So guys, go to my position and let's gonna have a good game with this Guadalajara Barça. Here today starts the path of the 33rd Copa del Rey of our history.
Mark, thank you so much. We'll, of course, be hearing from Mark as the game goes on. Get yourself as warm as you possibly can in today's game. It looks like it's going to be cold. And as Mark said, Hansi Flick, who does not know defeat in the Copa del Rey, he has marched on through the rounds and, of course, won the title with Barça last year, their 32nd Copa del Rey. As Mark says, the journey towards the 33rd, well, it begins here away at Guadalajara. As he said, it was good to mention previous cup rounds because since it's changed the new format in the 2019-20 season, we have won every first round, but it's not been easy. We've suffered in certainly a lot of them. So these games, we know they can be a bit of a banana skin.
Yeah, no, it's what I said. It's, you know, teams show up. For most of these players, you know, some of them might never get this opportunity again. You know, some clubs never make it this far again, or, you know, it's 10 years later that this happens. So I think every single player on the pitch is going to take the opportunity to play against, you know, one of the best teams in the world. So it is what it is. You know, it's at the end, I think a lot of players know that it's about not necessarily winning. If the opportunity presents itself, you know, you can win. But for the moment, it's keeping yourself in the game for as long as possible, really. You know, can they avoid letting us score early? You know, maybe get that one breakaway. It's 1-1 out of nowhere. So for a lot of these teams, it's mentality of, right, let's stay in the game for as long as possible and see where it goes from there. You know, not let in early goals, not let in X amount of goals. So again, it is what it is. And again, you know, when you're playing one of the biggest matches of your life, you show up, and it's as easy as that. And it's obviously never going to be an easy game in rounds like this, on pitches like this. Obviously, you know, this is a big home advantage for them. They're used to the pitch, they're used to the crowd, the colds. So let's see how this goes. Yeah,
you're seeing images on your screen of Barca's locker room before this one, the dressing room for the game. Right, Alex, it's time for the pre-game quiz. Mark asked for it, and here we go. Quick fire round as ever. I don't know the answers either, so I'm going to work with you. No, they're keeping them from me, so we play along. How many goals did Barça score in the last Copa del Rey? So
the entire.
Yeah. Okay. Right, Barça 4.
Yeah.
I know we played Valencia and scored 5. That's 9. We beat Real Madrid in the final 3. 12.
How many? So
we're at 12.
That's 3.
I don't know who we played in the round of 16 though. I don't know why it's escaping me, or whether that was Valencia. I know we then scored 4 and 5, so we're up to 17.
Pablo, you got this one nailed down. What does the chat say?
I'm missing around though. I'm missing around.
Do you want to go to the chat?
I'm going to see if the chat have got anything. They might. Mario says 17. Yeah, another one says 2. I'm up to 17.
You've counted 17 so
I have.
far.
I'm missing around. I swear I'm missing around because I've got the semis. I've got the Valencia.
So if you're missing around, that mean that round has
22.
5 goals.
No, but who on earth do we score another 5 goals against? Maybe I've lost my mind here. Shall we go 22 and just hope, or what?
Do you want to go for 22? You want to go for 17?
But we can't. It would have been round of 32 last year as well, right? There must be. It must be. Yeah, Matias. Betis, we scored 5 at Montjuic.
Okay, yeah,
it's
so
22. It's 22.
Spot on, Pablo.
Vamos.
Go on.
Guys, thank you so much for everyone in the chat, of course, playing along. And indeed, all of you watching on, 25,000 of you now watching us on from all around the world. Right, we're going to speed through this because the players are getting ready in the tunnel. Who was the top scorer in the last Copa del Rey? I think I know this.
Is that Lewa?
I get a feeling it was Ferran, Alex. I think Ferran scored a lot of goals.
Yeah.
Against Atleti, scored in the final.
Yeah, he scored in the final. Should
we try it?
Yeah, we'll go Ferran. Go on.
I just thought I saw Lewandowski there for a minute. Right, final question, people. Here we go, speeding through it.
Who scored the first goal in the last Copa del Rey?
Ooh. Barça away. I think I've got it.
Go on.
Maybe I shouldn't be playing along there.
What does the chat say? They remember this better than I do.
Bilita said Ferran, so Matias. That was for the last.
Okay, that was for the last
question. This was Barça away.
All right, go on, Pablo.
This was Eric Garcia was the first scorer. I believe in that one.
Go on.
Right, there you go. 3 out of 3 people. We're nearly just moments away from kickoff. I want to say a massive thank you to all of you in the members live chat playing along. And indeed, look at all of you watching on. Nearly 25,000 of you guys for this Copa del Rey round of 32 match. The stage is nearly set. They've added stands, they've added fans for this one. It's nearly time for the clash, Alex. Nerves will be building inside that ground, that's for sure. Yeah, no, it's definitely... I'm excited, to be fair. It is always lovely to... A cup game is always nice to see. It's always wholesome to see. It's about, these players are enjoying today. The fans are enjoying today. It's just a wholesome, evening of football. And I think for us to take advantage of that as well, feed off of that and just, play a good game of football, I think is what everybody wants. Let's go to game commentary, people. The road to the 33rd Copa del Rey title begins for Barça, and they begin away to Guadalajara in the round of 32. This one packed to the brim here for certainly one of the biggest games in this side's history. They're going to take on a Barça side full of talent. Flick has left plenty of strength in the Barça starting 11. It's fair to say the stage is set. Barça going to be in their luminous orange strip, if you like, today. Ter Stegen captains the team. There's lots to discuss. We are just minutes away from kickoff. What should be a really fascinating encounter. Alex Ibarceta, moments away now. Yeah, it's exciting. We're hearing, the fans in the crowds. We're seeing the atmosphere. It's absolutely amazing. A lot of scarves singing the anthem. It's a beautiful night for football, and I think it should be a good match. Yeah, certainly lots of anticipation for this one. You can see the two teams there taking their pre-match photos. As mentioned, there's been increased supporters allowed into the ground for this one. A Guadalajara side you can see there. They come into this one having beaten a Celta in the last round. This is the furthest they've ever got, though, in the competition. Here's how they line up. Dani Vicente, Serra, Albancale and Casado and Martinez across the back line. Pablo Rojo, Samu Mayo, Manu Ramirez, Agus Moreno. Canizo scored the winner in the last round, that 1-0 win over Celta. He's up front next to Borja Diaz. We've said it before, Alex, you'd probably expect a Guadalajara side who will sit in, probably try and soak up pressure, get through this as much as they can, right? Yeah, you'd probably expect the back four, the middle four to be quite deep. You'd expect one of the central strikers to be, probably more as a 10, helping defend, maybe with a 4 in the back and then a 5 in the middle, precisely. So, they're going to have a fun time trying to do their best and, annoy us, really. At the end of the day, the best way to play against us, as our rivals, unfortunately, is to annoy us and get under our skin. But now we have our side. That's also we're going to see what happens now with the lineup, how we play, what Hansi Flick has in store for us tonight. Yeah, well, here you have it, Alex. This is the Barca team. Ter Stegen starts in goal. We're unsure as to, whether Casado will play fullback, but either way, Eric Garcia Christensen and Jofre Torrents all start. Marc Bernal, we expect, will play in midfield. De Jong could drop into centre-back. Lamine Yamal probably in that number 10 role with Rooney Bardghji, Marcus Rashford and Fermin Lopez in the front line. Tommy Marquez is on the bench. If he plays, it'll be his Barça debut. Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting. I'm curious to maybe if we see Casado on the right side, it's going to be fun, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, very much indeed. Alex, let's have a quick round of guess the score because we didn't do it, and I want to see what we went for this one. I went for a 3-1 win. I don't know if that was too conservative, but I thought, as Benal said, these first cup games, they can be tricky, I just thought, let's go for that. It could happen. It could happen. I went, 0-4. I think it's not... I would expect probably most people are going to expect, a very, very high-scoring game. And maybe it is, but at the same time, these games really aren't easy. And, I think 4 goals is more than enough. Oh, yeah, that'll be a hefty win. Marc Brauer's gone for a 3-0 win. Robert in the control room also sticks with you. He goes for a 4-0 win. Pere Martí, by the way, who's the Guadalajara coach, is suspended for this one. He's not going to be on the touchline. Rooney Bardghji is, however, ready for kickoff. Let's get the Barca lineup back on your screens, people. That's how we line up. Something that could change. We'll be attentive. We certainly will to see how Barca set up in this one. Looks like a cold, chilly evening here in Castilla-La Mancha as Barca just seconds away now. Flick is nicely wrapped up. Cesar Sotobrado is the referee for this game. Well-renowned referee, FIFA referee, as you can see there. He is just getting ready for this one. Lamine Yamal does start. Maybe a surprise. He does get the nod in the Barca team, though, for this one. We're expecting a pretty raucous atmosphere. Just from taking a glance there, looks as though we've got the front four in order, with Fermin playing off the left-hand side. And Rooney Bardghji off the right. Lamine down the middle with Rashford also in the number 10, where you can see.
It does look like Eric Garcia on the right-sided centre-back.
Okay. Well, maybe that means De Jong in midfield. Yes, it does. So potentially early changes then in the Barca lineup with how we thought we'd set up. We're underway here, though.
Yeah.
And
so
immediately an early throw in for Barca.
Yeah, so Marc Casado as a right-back tonight.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So Casado does play at right-back. Flick, in the pre-match press conference, was asked about Casado at right-back and said, I don't really see him there. Well, there you go. Typical trick from the manager, who then puts him there straight away. So that's the way Barca line up, with Casado in the right-back spot. And Frenkie de Jong is going to be in midfield for this one. Immediately, Alex, you can almost see it.
Yeah, no,
they've put bodies behind the ball.
Yeah, no, they've gone
with
they've actually gone with the back five. So once one of their four midfielders drops into the middle of the centre backs to play with the back five, they're playing quite flat when you look at five in the back, four in the midfield. One stays quite higher to press our midfielders that are trying to play up the back. And as expected, Christensen and Eddie Garcia are going to be basically on the halfway line for a lot of the match, I'd imagine, and we just saw that there. But no, yeah, they've gone quite defensive, and it's what you expect. You don't expect anything else. I'm assuming they're going to try to be quick on the counter-attack, try to get spaces in, one touch, two touch. We can be, we are vulnerable in the back with those counter-attacks all the time, so I'm assuming that's exactly what their game plan is going to be tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a question in the members live chat, people. Who will score the first goal of the match? As Ter Stegen's first contact with the ball is comfortable. We've got options here, Alex. We have Lamine Yamal, who often always wins, and I get a big feeling he's going to win again. Rooney Bardghji, Marcus Rashford, or other. Do you go elsewhere? Already, by the way, over 4,000 votes, and this was only posted a minute ago. Loads and loads of votes for this one early on, people. Get them in the chat right now. I'm gonna go for Rashford.
I was gonna say I might go for Rashford. I don't know if Rooney Bardghji is gonna have a lot of space down that right side as it looks so far. So I'm gonna go Rashford.
Okay, I like it. Alex has gone for Rashford. Mark, your pitch side. Tell us, to start off with, what's the atmosphere like there? Because it sounds pretty good to us.
Hi again, guys. Yeah, it's quite good. The most important thing for me is the weather. Not very cold. Sorry for commenting this many times. But yeah, for the moment, people are very happy to have Barca here. Of course, they want Depor to win. I have to comment one thing. The name of the club is Club Deportivo Guadalajara, but they want to be named Depor, the same as Depor La Coruña. This is the way that they want to be named. And yeah, for the moment, the atmosphere is quite good. And that kind of games always are in that way. Of course, if we arrive at the last minute with the game very tight, maybe, of course, the people here will whistle and will try to help the team. But for the moment, it's quite like a party today here, the atmosphere. And for the first scorer, I agree. I will go with Marcus Rashford. It's been a long time that he did not score any goals, so I go with the Englishman.
Watch out here. Here comes Rashford. Early chance for Barca. And in fact, he'd penalised his player. Yeah, Mark. So, Mark, am I right in saying I should be referring to Guadalajara as Depor as the match goes on then?
Yeah. Well, you can say Guadalajara if you want, but in social media they wrote a kind of tweet just explaining how they want to be named, and they say, of course, there are many teams named at the same way, and they don't like to be named as only Guadalajara. So we can say Depor Guadalajara or Depor or Deportivo. But well, if sometimes you say Guadalajara, I think that nobody will hurt you, Pablo and Alex. But yeah, for the moment, I think that.
First strike of the game.
We'll have to be careful with this. Good save by Ter Stegen. Yeah,
Yeah.
and just to end, we have to say, just to comment very quickly, that Deportivo Guadalajara was promoted last season for Primera Federación, the third category of Spanish football. They were very happy in the summer. Now they are struggling a little bit because they are suffer a lot in their group of Primera Federación. They are right now in positions of relegation to the fourth category, but they think that they can keep the category. So it's a difficult season for them at the league, but they are very happy with the path that they follow in the Copa.
Oh, good ball on the back, that from Fermín to Rashford, who's got plenty of bodies around him. It's very tight down there, Alex, isn't it? But
yeah.
I'm just immediately looking at, I know we've said it already, Barça have got a really strong team out there. I just wonder where that's Flick going. And nothing silly here. I think he said something in the preview about, let's prove why we're favourites. Like he said last year against Barcelona, we showed that mentality that we needed to, and he wants the same this year. That's an attempt from distance.
Oh.
And I'll tell you what, that's nearly ended up in the back of the net. My God, nearly the most bizarre of goals. I think it was Eddie Garcia who struck it.
Yeah, no, it was Eddie Garcia. Basically from the halfway line, the keeper almost...
Yeah, Eric, I'm very close for this.
Yeah,
no. The goalkeeper saved the ball just at the line. He was surprised. He was surprised by Eddie Garcia, but I have to commend that the goalkeeper did it very quiet. And it was very, very dangerous, that kind of shot that Eddie Garcia did.
Yeah, he was really calm considering. So far the match is what expected. We're playing, Eddie Garcia and Christensen are way deep into Deport's side. You know, it's the halfway line, the half circle, and they're in front of that.
Yeah.
So, you know, Deport are dropping really, really back five, as mentioned. So they're being really. We're 6 minutes into the match, so they still have a lot of energy. But basically, any ball that goes in the midfield, they're touching the players, they're going at it.
Yeah.
So as expected, they're being very, very aggressive, not in a bad way.
No.
They're going forward, so they're not scared to go body to body. They're not scared to go into tackles. So it's a good game so far. It'll be definitely interesting to see how we break them down. But I think right now, what I like about us so far is that we are still moving the ball quite quickly. And a lot of the players look good with the ball at their feet.
You know, 100%. Here's Fermín Lopez. Tried to shuffle that one through. He's going to get it back again here. Fermín just lining up a cross into the middle. Goes back to Christensen. Fermín Lopez. Lots of action, by the way, in the members live chat. More on that in a minute, because here comes Fermín again. Joffre takes over. Fermín says, that's all for me. And just dinks it back here to Lamine Yamal. How delighted will the fans be to see him in today's game. This gives me a chance. I had made a list, by the way, of all the new members before today's programme. There's so many more of you as kickoff has gone on.
It's literally just all green.
It's just more and more and more of you. We got Mark Lehman's in, Ziprian Sia is in, Lorenzo is in, UMR is in, Justin T in 9033, Lowflow 631, Vicantino 2597. Catalina Deal is in. We've got so many. Lolo Fun, Roxana Loana Macari, Ekridomo 7775, It's a Nasity 27. It's endless, Alex, and you could keep going. Dennis,
it's literally
Lorenz,
just all green.
People, welcome.
I love it.
Welcome all of you, because, well, what a brilliant turnout we've had today from all of you. I'll also welcome all of the members who joined before today's programme, but since we've started, there have been so many of you. It is raining members in the members live chat, people.
Yes.
We've got over 15,000 votes on the poll, by the way. It's crazy.
Did Lamine Yamal win again?
It's not done yet, Alex. It's still going. We're up to 15,500, and with how many members we've got, I almost can't think. Fermín cuts inside, dinks it easy again for the keeper.
Yeah.
Guys, as I say, if I've not mentioned your name, I apologise. Levin Mossa, humble Barca fan, 9211, Penica MV. Like I said, I've written down a lot also before the programme. Bear with us. We might have to do a few of these, actually, as the game goes on, to say hello to all of you. In this one so far, just 8.5 minutes played, we've had a few long shots, Alex. Those are the closest we've seen, isn't it? Ter Stegen saved one. Opposition goalkeeper saved another. That's pretty much the closest that have come.
Yeah, it's been straightforward match, to be fair. You know, they're not scared to attack. They're finding some spaces. I'm not saying they're being very, very dangerous so far. You know, they had that one shot which easily could have gone in if he would have placed that correctly in the corner, but they're not scared to go forwards. so far we're recovering really well. But as we see now, they're attacking, they're going forward, they're not scared. They look good with the ball at their feet. Just as they lose the ball, I said that. But no, a lot of players, they have the ball at their feet. They're not scared to try to take on the 1v1s. They're attacking the space. So I'm quite impressed with them so far, really. It's again what we mentioned, it's that confidence that you have going into the game like this. And I think it's quite natural for the players to play like that. But I think we're doing well so far. We're trying to find the spaces. Again, Fermin's doing a lot of 1v1s. Frenkie de Jong's on the ball quite a lot. Lamine is trying. I think Lamine at one point had about 5 players around him, as Rooney Bardghji has it there.
That run from Rooney was good, wasn't it? Now Lamine Yamal once more. Barça still that's trying to find a way through. There's no real way. What I will say, the application's been good so far from Barça. We've certainly tried to get at that back line. Fermin Lopez is playing off the left. He drops it inside to Rashford. Yeah,
it seems like on the left we're having a lot more space when Lamine Yamal and Rooney Bardghji go on. Fermin,
well, look at Fermin, takes it on himself and shoots, misses. With 10 minutes gone, Alex, this is a good time, I think, to ask you this and ask the members live chat too the same question. What will the key of the game be? Is it to prove that we're favourites early on? Is it all about the opportunities for the other players? What I mean by that is, the Rooney Bardghjis who are coming in, the Bernals, and them proving themselves. Or is it just to score as soon as possible? We've played 10 minutes here. We've not quite got on the score sheet yet. But what are your thoughts on that?
No, I'm going to say opportunities for the players. I think that's quite key, especially the point of the season that we're at. We're building a lot of momentum going into the second half of the season. We know the quality and the amount of games that we're playing in the second half of the season. Hopefully, we go far in every single tournament, every single, tournament that we're in.
Yep.
You look at Champions League, when you look at Copas, you want to go deep in those, and you need these players to come on, at some point. Hopefully no more injuries. Ole! Is that Marc Bernal there with a little nutmeg? Brilliant. You want these players to be confident. You want these players to be able to come on in every single match that they're needed. Should we need Marc Casado at right back in a Champions League quarterfinal? You never know. Do we need Marc Bernal to come in for Pedri or for Gavi in a Copa del Rey semi-final? So you want these players to rack up minutes, to rack up confidence, and to be able to have that feeling that we had last season. That to know that no matter whichever player that came onto the pitch, the system wouldn't change, the quality wouldn't change. I think that's exactly what we need right now coming into the second half of the season. And, matches like this and minutes like these for these players is it's good.
Well, it's very, very tight and congested in there. I will say that much so far. Let's see what some people are saying in the members live chat. Mark Lehman says 2. He says the opportunities for the players. Bruna says 3, which would be the score as soon as possible. Yeah, I must say I'm pretty much in that category too. I think that's vital. Charlotte agrees. Janet Luis Pena and Elmir Days. Elmir Days says 2 and 3. You've got to pick one. You've got to pick one, my friend. But lots of options, lots of 3s in there. Alia says 3 as well. Yeah, I think everyone would love a goal right now. What I will say is that Barça have started I think
we're dominating.
We're pushing them back, but it's been exactly what we expected, Alex. I'm not going to lie. There's been no real secret. We could have told you this would have happened the second the draw was made. Guadalajara sat in, and Barça are desperately trying to probe what is pretty much like a purple shirt wall back there, really, and there is little to no space when we try and play intricate. It could be a day for a long shot.
Yeah, no, that's why, I think that's why none of us went for a high-scoring game, because we knew that's exactly what's going to happen. When Lamine Yamal gets... I think when any player in the midfield gets the ball, there's literally 4 players around him literally elbowing him in the back. So it's hard. It's movement, it's aggressiveness. And again, the pitch is quite slow. It doesn't have, it's not going to affect us to a level that it's going to worry us, but it does have something to do with the speed of play. And we see there,
Jofre Torrent still going, weaving away. Yeah. Very gifted left back, by the way, people. Jofre Torrent, very gifted indeed, and you see it there. The poll is in, Alex. 21,000 votes, which I think is a season high. And Fermin's in here. This is Frenkie de Jong across the face of goal, and Guadalajara survive. Looked inches away from the Barça opener. No can do, though. Yeah. Fermin wins it back well. Now de Jong, just a tad of space, wasn't it, for Barça for the first time, but the pullback couldn't find anyone. Rooney.
Yeah, it was Fermin to de Jong there breaking into space. It was really, really good play. Ed Garcia did well to get the early crossing from deep into... Was it Fermin there that received the ball? The
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, the Depor defender just didn't read the bounce right, and Fermin got into space and behind. Frankie de Jong did really well to do the cutback. He got in a good position to shoot, but...
Oh, maybe. Yeah, we'll go to you in a minute, Mark, because here comes Rashford and well defended. Mark, you were saying?
I just want to say that for me it was a good one because it's not easy. Instead they're playing in the third category. They don't give spaces for Barça. And for the moment I think that intensity and the way that Barça is moving the ball quite quickly, I think it's quite correct. For the moment we don't have more good attempts. It was maybe the first one. I don't know if Frankie de Jong had an option to try to make a shot.
Watch out here, Mark. Because here comes Cañizo, the man who scored in the last round. Drags it wide of the post. Mark.
It was a good play.
Mark, apologies. Continue. Good chance there.
No, just that thing. Just a thing, yeah. Of course, Guadalajara tried to make that counter attacks, but take a look at the way that they're pressing right now. They're not defending just inside the box. Of course, where Barça are trying to pass the ball near from the box, they defend very well. But look at the defense; they're not inside the box. We have to say that the coach, Pere Martí, was a Barça fan, and they try to play that kind of games when they play in the third category, of course, not today. And let me say that for the moment, and today, Pere Martí, Guadalajara coach, is not on the bench because he's suspended.
Yep, that's absolutely right, Mark. Right, we do have a question in the members live chat for you. Describe the match so far with one emoji, people. What are you thinking? What are you thinking for the match so far? I don't know if there's like a wall emoji or something, or like
yeah, basically a brick emoji. No, it's literally, it's quite interesting though, because on the left side where Fermin is, they're leaving him with quite a lot of space there. When you look at the midfields where Frankie de Jong is actually playing as a number 10, which is quite interesting.
Yes, he is very advanced. Yeah.
Frankie de Jong, Marcus Rashford there in the middle. When you have Rooney and Lamine Yamal interchanging, coming inside, that's where it's most crowded, I think. You know, Lamine Yamal just got the ball there. There's literally 3 players around him. You know, is that Marc Bernal there? Literally another 3 players around him.
There's across the back post.
They're crowding the midfield quite a lot, which is quite smart because obviously that's where we try to go through every single time we play. But right now, I think the player that looks the best, just because he has the most amount of space, is Fermin. Down that right side, we're just trying to switch over quite quickly, and he is trying to find those short passes inside. But you know, Marcus Rashford is it's hard when you have 3 players attacking you at the same time. So Marcus Rashford hasn't been able to get that space and time yet so far, but I think it could happen. It's just Guadalajara are defending well. It has to be said.
They certainly are. Some nice touches so far from Joffre, I've thought, at left back. Here comes Rooney again dancing forward. I get the feeling Rooney is going to be one of those players who Barca will look to tonight. He'll be in the mood. He'll look to prove himself once more. That's a cross from Lamine. Could be a way through. That's a very risky.
Yeah, no.
That's not what you want to do as a keeper against Barca. Trying to take a chest touch, but
their body keeper has been a bit shaky in a few shots, to be fair. So maybe we attack that, but is it? You know, we're not desperate for a goal just yet, so we're giving him a bit of space there, which is not, you know, it's not surprising really. There's Lamine, Casado.
No, Frankie de Jong. He's got Joffre as an option wide. Fermin is staying very wide left so far, which is good for Barca. I do think, I mean, Rashford is not an out-and-out number 9, is he?
No.
He's got a trickier sort of job tonight.
Look at
Christensen strikes deflection on it.
I think that's fair play. Rashford literally
That's the way in right now?
Yeah, Rashford had a defender literally on his back, then he had a defender to his left, to his right, and he had another defender in front of him.
Yeah.
So it's literally 5 defenders in, you know, it looks like he's in a cage. Caged in by defenders, and you know it's going to be really hard to find Marcus Rashford. He's good with his feet, so I feel like in one touch he can get away from defenders, but it has to be very specific play. Marcus Rashford is probably, you know, in the hardest position on the pitch right now.
Yeah. Mark, I'd probably say this has been what we'd expect so far tonight. Not a lot of space for the Barca attackers. Guadalajara sitting very deep.
Yeah. Of course, and we will remember, for example, last games in that round, as I said in the warm-up, that Barca struggled a little to win that games. Of course, in that kind of games, it's important to score by set pieces. Now it's a free kick. You're going to look at this just in a few seconds. Guadalajara players are just complaining to Sotogrado, the referee. Let me explain that today we don't have VAR review. Remember that in this round, it's like all football, no VAR today, no VAR. And I remember that, for example, last season against Barcelona was one of the questions that I asked you in the quiz. How was the first Copa del Rey goal for Barça last season? It was a header by Eric Garcia from a set piece for a free kick just across from one side. So in that kind of game, sometimes it's important also to break the wall in a set piece action, for example. Well, this is a free kick. I think it's quite long, but not long for Marcus Rashford, who
I want to see this.
Is searching for the goal for that distance. So let's gonna hope that today could be the day.
This could be the moment for Rashford. He strikes, gets it down. Goalkeeper wasn't convincing again, was he, Alex? But he does manage to get the save.
Yeah, no, Eric Garcia and Lamine Yamal did well to follow through. Unfortunately for us, luckily for the Deportivo, the bounce wasn't too far off where he landed, so couldn't get on the end of that. Marcus Rashford did well to try to get into the near post. And look at...
Surely that's offside. Either way, Ter Stegen was there on hand.
Yeah, I think we need to... Obviously, you know, Deportivo tried to
offside.
go in fast and deep. But the thing is that because the pitch is so slow, it doesn't get to Ter Stegen as quickly as usual. You know, you were used to seeing our keepers to go off the line. But we saw there the effects kind of... It stayed a bit on the pitch, and Ter Stegen really had to come out. And if the striker gets there first, then Ter Stegen's basically sold. Not for fault in his own, but basically the ball just really slows down in favour more of the striker. So we need to be careful with those balls. Yeah,
it's a cross from Eric. Rashford was waiting for it in the middle. Almost every Barca outfield player is attacking right now. Christensen's already had a shot, as has Eric. Those are Barca centre-backs, and that's a clear foul on Lamine Yamal, isn't it? Clear one. And I'll tell you what, that could be the first booking. I don't think it's been given as a booking, no, but again, a free kick in the good position.
Yeah, just right outside the box.
Yeah, and a good position, maybe better for Lamine or Ronnie, a left foot player. Of course, Marcus Rashford is going through the ball, but I see Ronnie Bardghji quite focused in trying to do that shot. They are just quite near for the ball. Marcus Rashford and Ronnie Bardghji. Of course, Rashford, we know that he always takes that kind of free kicks, but I see Ronnie Bardghji could be an option.
Yeah, here we go. Looks as though it will be Rooney to strike. It is Ronnie Bardghji. Oh, I thought it was in too, Alex. So nearly.
I thought that went in.
So nearly the opener for Barca. Rooney crashed it. Just missed it. I'll tell you what, free kicks right now looking like our best route to goal, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. Not too far off. A bit far off than you would like.
Yeah.
Really good effort from Rooney. I don't know if the keeper would have gotten there, to be fair, if that would have gone in top bins. No, he's happy. He's happy he tried that. I want to see more of that from Rooney, to be fair.
Yeah.
I want to see him try things. You know, what we've seen from him so far is really, really good. And I think I want him to have the confidence to try these things, because once he gets the confidence and, you know, he gets into the rhythm of things.
Give away outfield here. Big chance for Cañizo. Christensen came in vitally. So too. And Casado with a sliding challenge to help Barça to safety here, because that was nearly the opening for Depor. Bernal can get in. There's a question for you all in the members live chat. It's a point we were just talking about, Alex. What's the best way to score the opener in this one? For me, it's a mix between shooting from range and the set piece opportunities. I think that's probably, it looks like our most viable way in right now, because trying to play through Depor is proving really tough indeed. Let's see what the members say too. For now, Fermin is just dancing inside. Alex, what would you say?
Yeah, I want to say shooting from range, really. You know, we see Frenkie de Jong pushing quite high up. Fermin is cutting into the midfield quite a lot. I want to see Fermin maybe have a shot or two.
There's a cross. Goalkeeper again. Not really convincing is the phrase we keep using. Punches it clear.
Yeah, his clearances are not the best. They're falling quite closely from his box. So maybe that's where we get the opportunity. You know, half volley from the top of the box from a poor clearance. You never know. You know, that's an opportunity that doesn't come in, but it's an instant impact if you get a half volley on that. If you get one touch and shot. I would say definitely shoot from range. We have players who do that. You know, Christensen, Eric Garcia can easily do that from centre back positions. I want to see Fermin have a shot. Maybe Marc Bernal, you know, gets the opportunity for it.
100%.
And Rooney Bardghji maybe take on. The thing is that Lamine and Rooney are in for a field day. You know, they're taking on 1v1s, but a 1v1 turns into 5 1v1s consecutively back to back to back. So not an easy day for them to try to get a shot on target, I have to say. But I want to see maybe Fermin get a couple.
Yeah, I'd like to hear that. Comment from Mark Lehman says, I love the live cam from Hansi. There you have it on your screens. The flick cam, people. We'll be showing you all of his reactions, of course. I think I saw a stat a moment ago saying Barça have got 78% of possession.
Yeah.
It almost feels like more, I'll say that, people. It's been dominant, it really has, from a Barça perspective. But still no breakthrough, and I think Guadalajara maybe would have put some checkpoints in the game to say, can we keep it at 0-0 and get to this point? Well, they are 25 minutes in, more than halfway through the first half, and they still haven't conceded a goal.
Yeah, no, they're holding, they are defending really, really well. Again, they're not scared to go in for the tackle. They're not scared to go in aggressively. They're keeping their mark really, really tight on the players.
That was lovely from Bernardo. Rashford's in here, and a really
defending.
crucial challenge. Takes it off the Englishman's toe right at the last minute.
Yeah, no, it was good defending again from Guadalajara. It was again, that quick touch from Marta.
Christensen has problems.
Who's that? Christensen.
Yeah, Mark, is that Christensen? Yeah.
He's in trouble.
Is it a head?
Yeah, Christensen. Yeah, I don't know if he received the head.
He said to the ref that he's fine.
But it seems that it's only a hit.
Yeah. No, the ref asked him if he was okay. He said yes.
Fine. Of course, in that kind of games, it's quite important to not have injuries. Remember that, of course, we have a lot of good players at the bench, but today I think it's quite interesting, this mix that Hansi Flick put on the pitch between players that are usually in the starting 11 and other ones like Bernal, like Christensen or Rooney.
There is Lamine Yamal, weaves away from 1-2. Still Lamine, can he get a shot away? Dinks it over the top. Fermin's going to try and get there, doesn't get there, just goes out of play. Right, the members keep flooding in. We say welcome to all of you.
Yeah, just in front of my position, guys.
Okay.
Do you see me? I touched the ball. I passed
I'm not
it
sure.
Yeah?
Maybe we'll welcome some members in a moment, because let's have a look.
Hello.
Hey, we can see you.
There it is,
we can see you on the replay. There you are, Mark Brown and my rostro. Hello.
Hello. We touched the ball. I touched the ball because Fermin was just in front of us. I don't know if you suffer a little bit for Fermin to push you in that action.
With Fermin? Nah, it's okay.
He ran very fast.
Fine. Huh?
He ran very fast in front of us.
No. We react pretty well.
This is just the ball was just in front of our opposition.
Mark nearly getting involved with the action while Barça streaming forward here. It's Fermin. He's well dispossessed, and Fermin will have to try and settle for more. It's a real scrap down there sort of games that Fermin would have been used to playing in the third tier a few years ago. Right, the members keep streaking in. We welcome all of you. There's loads of you today. Welcome, guys. The members just keep on coming. They wear the badge on their chest, people. That is right. King Arolo, welcome. Mr. Rivaldo 10, lovely name. Welcome. Philip 26, welcome. Abu Rahman W5T, welcome. Control Alt Defeat Team, I quite like the name, well done. Yeah. Pedro Maran, welcome. Bagu Setiwan, welcome. It is Relentless Alex. Angel Verhagi X579. Barkat YS50E. Some great names in here, and there's just a relentless amount of you. Ion Konstantin 1999. Should have had an 1899 in there maybe for Barca's birth year. So many new members. I'm sure we'll do another one of these in the second half, by the way, because you keep coming every 10-15 minutes or so. It's relentless. Right, here come a shot from distance, and just trying to catch ter Stegen off his line there. Wasn't to be.
Yeah, no, I respect their pod right now. They're not scared. They're attacking. We are, probably closer to 80% possession, but every time they get the ball, they understand that they need to get a shot on target basically from 4 passes. They're not naive to think that they can't score. They are opening up. I think they're balancing their game really, really well. They're defending well. They're making our life impossible. And again, it's exactly what we expected from this match. Now it's just a matter of us trying to get into half-time with at least an advantage, because the longer they stay in this game, the more confidence they have.
Fermin Lopez! Oh, very nearly the opener for Barça. Crashed over the top of the crossbar from Fermin. And he's really been hungry tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah, no, he's getting on the ball quite a lot. As I said, Rooney and Lamine have most of the defenders on their side, so Fermin is able to get a lot of space. If that would have gone in, my words. Fermin is probably the player with the most amount of space coming apart from our centre backs and our full backs that have that defensive space. But Fermin is getting a lot of touches. He's been able to take on his defenders in front of him to be able to get. Oh, there he is again.
Yeah, no? Fermin getting involved. And that's a challenge there. Mark, that's been given as a free kick. And I think the first yellow card of the game too.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a yellow card because also
Mark
touched the ball but also touched the player, but
yeah, it's weird.
I cannot understand why it was not a yellow card action on Lamine Yamal and this. Well, I know because it's Sotogrado,
yeah. He's got it in there.
It was a late challenge.
He gets a bit of the ball, doesn't he? But
yeah, he gets the ball.
It's the action, isn't it? It's the action, the way he dives in
He gets, I think it's more the way he dove was a bit more aggressive, maybe than needed. But at the same time, he did get the ball because instead of going for a slide tackle where he slides through to block the ball or something, he went for a slide tackle, stopped with the ball. But because of that, he got the ankle of the Deportivo player. So was it a yellow card? In live action, again, you have to give the referee the...
hang on a minute here. Well, I'll tell you what, that long free
that
kick
would have been
from Deportivo nearly went all the way through.
Yeah, no, that, was it Borja? Yeah. Borja Diaz, if he would have gotten his foot in, I think he probably could have scored that easily.
It looked like it was just going to drop to him from Alex, but
it did.
In the end, Barça do survive. That wasn't a great clearance by Ter Stegen. Joffa couldn't keep it in play. Guadalajara throw-in. Question, what will the score be at half-time? Well, it's still 0-0, 30 minutes played. Hey, I'm going to hope for a number 2 there. I'm going to hope for number 2 and say it's 1-0. And hey, maybe we get 2 in quick succession and get a second, but I'd just take a lead at half-time right now. Yeah, no, I think I'll take a 1-0 as well.
It's, we're struggling to score. I think once we open the floodgates, we'll get going. Mentally, Guadalajara might take a plunge after, conceding one. Hopefully not, but again, they are a team that are keeping themselves. Wow,
long throw-ins, balls into the box. That's their way forward. I'll tell you what, Lamine's done ever so well to come away with this ball. There's consistent fouls. That has to be a yellow, and there you go, one each now. First bookie in the game. It's Manuel Ramirez who goes into the book for the home team. Yeah, first yellow card for Denmark.
It was a good counter-attack for Barça. And of course it was a clear yellow card, that one. But for the moment, as you can notice, Guadalajara is playing quite good, and Barça had to increase maybe the level with the ball, because for the moment in 30 minutes, Barça only had good attempts with shots outside the box.
Yep.
Yeah, that's very much, we've been saying it here in the studio, Mark. That's really felt like Barca's best way through. Here comes Rooney, maybe a cross from the right-hand side. Will be another entry point, but shots from the edge of the area, just because it's the place where Barca have most space right now with their centre backs.
Yeah, exactly.
It's where the options are coming out, isn't it?
No, you see, I was going to count there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Guadalajara players inside the box. Yeah. The rest are literally just in front. There is no player that is in front of the ball right now. They're all behind. It's really, really hard to get the spaces. It's hard to find spaces to literally anything right now. It's either early crosses, through, or shots outside the box. Christensen is in a good position. Yeah. Frenkie de Jong is in a good position. And again, I think Fermin is the one that maybe you would expect it from the most.
Yeah, certainly Fermin Lopez. Maybe that would, maybe Flick would be encouraged to put him central then,
Yeah.
So he can get more shots, although I've liked him off the left so far. But
yeah, no, he's
just
getting,
in terms of being around.
If he goes central, then you would cut the space that he has, because right now he's doing really well to get on the 1v1s and get the ball onto his right foot for a shot.
Lamine over to Fermin. He was on. Jofra was off. Fermin. No VAR, remember, so that will always stand.
No, I think that was fair. Jofre didn't interact with the play, and Fermin wasn't offside, so there was no reason for that to be called. First corner kick of the game.
Corner for Barça. Can they swing this in? Maybe this is a way in, maybe a route to goal. Mark, there's a Deport player down right by your position, I think.
Yeah, I think it's Thera, who is right now laying on the pitch. For the second time I touched the ball. Yeah, maybe be the closest time.
Mark, just go on the pitch. Tell Hansi you're ready.
Game with Barca, touching ball 2 times. Yeah. I think we have a good connection with Fermin today because he was in front of me 2 times. But yeah, believe me, it's better for Barça for me not to play.
Okay, maybe, Mark, we might add you as an option as to who will score the first Barça goal. Mark Brau. There's the flick on from Fermin at the front post. Fermin again, way too much on it.
Yeah.
And behind.
Yeah, you know. Mark, we have a quiz question for you.
Yeah. With 4 marks in the starting 11 and you on the touchline. Is that right? Yeah, it is. Yeah. Would it be the first time that 5 marks have touched the ball
In one match.
in one Barça game?
Well, remember we have Marcus Sork too. We have Marcus Sork on the bench next to Hansi Flick. So in fact, we are 6 marks at least on the pitch. And let me say another thing. Our Barça photographer today here is Marc Graupera, so it's another mark. So 7 marks today on the pitch.
All right, maybe next time the ball goes out, you do a little 1-2 with Graupera, and then we send the ball over to Sorg on the touchline, and then everyone gets a touch, and then everyone goes home happy.
And that's a historic match.
De Jong, Rooney, little swivel on the ball. God, how we love a goal before half-time
Yeah,
here.
go on.
Rooney. Lamine Yamal.
Epa. Yeah, I would like, you know, one of the biggest topics I think that has been on our minds this season has been set pieces. Whether it be free kicks, whether it be corner kicks, every dead ball play, we've not been able to capitalize as much as we probably should, considering the amount of times that we get into these positions. You know, we've had 2 free kicks so far, haven't been able to capitalize on any of them. Corner kick that really didn't amount to anything. And I think it's been, you know, a big topic this season, especially. You know, we get into good positions where we need goals in key matches, and we're just not able to take advantage of the good positions that we get dead ball situations in.
I'll tell you what, with the way the goalkeeper's been fumbling clearances, Alex, even the way he dealt with Rashford's first free kick, which was pretty routine, by the way, just hit it around him, and he's in the corner, and anything can happen. Rashford crosses this time, and it's away. A cross from that angle is going to be difficult to steer in. I'm going to be honest. I think from there we should go for goal, and then a rebound, and then it's chaos. You know.
Well, it's interesting. I think the cross was a good idea. I think he hit it a bit too low than what needed to be, because it was curling with good pace. I think any touch on it could have, you know, swiveled in. But again, you know, it's another dead ball situation that we just it amounts to absolutely nothing. And you know, Lamine Yamal
dancing through on the right-hand side here. Looks like he was fouled to me, I must say. Soto 6 nothing. That wasn't a foul either.
No.
Yeah, play on, rightly so. Might well fall the back post here to Fermin.
Yeah.
Fans are furious. It wasn't a foul, the second one.
No,
It just went over.
definitely
Fermin's cross. Rashford's in there. Good defending at the front post. And now relief and a breakaway. And Canizos trying to beat Christensen, but Christensen is ever so quick.
Yeah, no, this
Back to
is...
Christensen.
Those are the moments where you see the difference in league. You know, I think no Deportivo player has been able to outrun any of our players so far. And it's just the physicality, the speeds, where the difference is between leagues. And, you know, so far we've been able to shut down most of Deportivo's attacks because we outpace them simply. Yeah.
I mean, dancing feet from him again. He needs to get the ball in quickly, though. And he doesn't. It's a goal kick. Yeah, and you can hear the fans enjoyed that one. A lot of you in the members live chat, you're actually gifting memberships, which is really great. So thank you. Mark Lehman gifted one. I think I saw Alia gift one earlier too. Nice. The community's building. And in fact, Robert, I'm not sure if now could be a good moment to show the members a little something we've made. Yeah, if you maybe come back to us, people. We've got something that we think you're going to enjoy.
Ooh, I don't even know what this is.
Something we've made. You don't know what this is.
I actually don't know.
Well,
what this
you know
is,
how we ask you guys to fill the chat with hearts. We've got something that you're going to enjoy, and Alex, I think you're going to enjoy it too. Because watch this. Don't fill the chat with hearts. Fill the chat with
cats. Love it.
Fill the chat with cats, people. Let's hope Cat is the lucky charm as Barça are looking for a goal here in the Copa del Rey. This is a new little animation we've got for you as you can see. We know how much you love the cat emoji.
Yes.
Fill the chat with cats.
You know,
it works.
The cat emojis on the YouTube Premium are premium.
Elites, they are great.
They are so good.
Look at them all. Just look at them.
I love it. Is that the good luck charm that we need?
Maybe now. Barça coming forward. Oh my, can you imagine if it went in just wide of the far post? There are the cats. There they are, people. Matt Lumbis, Alia, Charlotte, get them all in there. Oh, brilliant.
Love to see it.
Loads of cats. Use your cat emojis, people.
Yeah.
Barça still searching for a goal here. That was Lamine, little dink, wasn't it? Just wide.
Yeah, Lamine is, you know, I think he's finally clicked in this first half. He's finding more and more spaces. Again, you know, Deportivo are literally putting 4 or 5 players around him at all times, so it's not going to be easy for him to get. But he's struggling, you know, once he makes it through 6, 7 players, he's able to get maybe a shot on target. Just try to dink it over the keeper there. Just went far wide because it was curling out. But no, we're looking, I think we've put in a bit more speed in our play, probably over the last 5-10 minutes, really, because we're understanding that this is we want to go into halftime with a goal up. You know, mentally, it's a mental game for, you know, the underdogs to go in halftime, you know, still 0-0. It's just putting, you know, gas into the fire, really. You know, they're playing a good game and they know that they're going to go into halftime if it's 0-0 saying we can do this.
100%.
So, you know, not good for us. So hopefully we can get that one goal before halftime. Just 5 minutes left.
Yeah, you have the question there on your screens right now. It's looking like we might not get a goal before halftime, I will say. Number 2 is certainly looking like a decent option right now, but we've got to try and stay positive and say that Barça will get that goal. Maybe now Cazador was trying to drift in to an advanced position. He's playing right back today, but I mean, hey, the defenders are almost playing in what would normally be a number 8's position, you know.
Yeah, I know. I think he's taking the opportunity, the fact that Bernal, Frenkie, Lamine are so high up the pitch. He's taking the opportunity to cut inside to the midfield and maybe, you know, use that space to his advantage and to our advantage as well.
Messy clearance there again from Deportivo, but they are hanging on, and you're right, Alex. I mean, if it stays 0-0 at half-time, the half-time team talk will be one of belief and encouragement. Barça will want to quickly swipe any of that belief away from them. Here's Lamine Yamal. Can he get a shot away? No room for him, for his magic to weave any passes through. Sotogrado's not having it, though. He says play on.
Yeah. No, it's getting scrappy a bit from the Deportivo players. They're, you know, it's hard to defend this intensely for, it's been now 40 minutes. You know, they're not used to this intensity. We're looking quite good because we are dominating. They're, you know, having to come up against us physically as well. You know, Lamine Yamal has to go up physically against one player, but that same player is going against physically against literally all of our players. So for them, it's tired. You know, I think the player that went down, he stuck his tongue out. He's like, "Off, I'm tired."
That's the positive for us, I suppose.
So
we'll be tiring them out, won't we? The more the game goes.
Yeah, and it does happen quite a lot. You know, when we see these matches, we do score within the last half an hour of the match, simply because our rivals are tired of chasing the ball, of chasing our players. So we do use that to our advantage. You know, maybe that this could be the case in this. You know, tire them out as much as possible because so far it's working, and in the second half, really go for goal.
Rashford trying to control things there. Bernal is the only Barca playing on a booking, Mark. We just saw him commit a foul a few moments ago. I just wonder whether that's something Hansi Flick will maybe be thinking about.
Well, maybe it's possible, but I have to see that for the moment Bernal is playing quite good. I'm not sure about it, but yeah, remember that, for example, I don't remember exactly which game was that Marvin also received a yellow card in the first half and he was subbed. Maybe some reminder. Alaves, maybe. Well, I don't remember exactly, but it was just a game. Alaves, yeah. That happened the same, but I'm not sure that it will happen also today with him. But only 2 minutes remaining, and Barca, it's important to score a goal because, of course, Guada will believe more if they arrive to the halftime with 0-0.
Torrents, De Jong, surely for Rashford, Fermin. It's absolute chaos in there, Mark. You've got the best view in the house, and somehow it's still 0-0.
Yeah, and I suffered to not receive a ball on my face right now because I said it's not as cold as I expected, but a ball on my face, it's not good.
Corner into the back post. 90 seconds until the halftime whistle here, people. This is
another dead ball situation that we can't capitalize on.
Yeah. De Jong. Laid off inside here to Marc Casado. Swing a ball in the box, people. Get in there. There's so many bodies up.
Yeah, we have all the bodies basically from the corner kick still there, so you want to see that early cross.
Lamine does just that. There's the header! And it's saved. Well, Eddie Garcia from that sort of range, you'd back him to find the corner.
Yeah, I think the ball was a bit high. I think he just kind of skims the ball down to be able to direct it towards goal. And unfortunately for us, the Deportivo held on to it quite cleanly this time round.
Penny Thought commits the free kick there. Assistant coach not having it, but Barça. Wonder whether that was Soto saying 1 additional minute's going to be added to his fourth official.
Potentially, yeah.
Let's see.
Their stoppage time has been quite minimal, so it would be shocking if there was anything else than 1 minute.
I must say I agree. Here's Fermin. Is there a goal that would break Deport hearts right on the stroke of half time? De Jong. Now Christensen. Inside here to De Jong.
Yeah.
Joca Lorenz thought about the cross, but rightly so didn't do it because there's not enough options in the box.
Yeah, no, I do have to say we're not moving a lot really. Frenkie De Jong and Christensen are getting the ball there quite centrally and quite deep.
There you go.
They're
1 additional minute.
Yeah. They're looking up from the positions and, they're not really finding players that are coming towards them to receive the ball or coming away or making runs into the box. I think Rashford and Lamine are quite static. But again, Depor are doing. There's
De Jong's cross. There's the header. And again, over the top of the crossbar. Eddie Garcia, by the way, guys, is actually the starting centre back today. He keeps getting forward.
Just got it on top of the box.
He keeps getting forward.
1 minute of other time.
Yeah. But that's what I've been saying. Everyone's quite static. It took our centre back literally to make a late run in the box to be able to get space. It was a good cross from Frenkie De Jong. Eddie Garcia was literally quite alone, just went over the ball.
Yeah.
But it's what you want to see. But I think right now, the halftime whistle is going to go anytime now.
Yeah, Sotogrado takes a look at his watch. Looks as though Marc will speak to you in the second half. Half-time here then.
Half-time.
It's Guadalajara 0, Barça 0. So still no way through. Still no way through for Barça. They'll hope to find the breakthrough in the second 45 minutes. It's been all possession for the Catalans, but a wall has been put up really by Depor. Their fans are loving this. They believe now. But patience is key in these games. I'll certainly say that much. Nothing is done yet, so we'll hope that Barça, maybe with some subs off the bench, can make something in the second half. Still no way through for Lamine Yamal. At half-time, it's Depor 0, Barça 0. Alex, no breakthrough yet for Barça. Tricky first half, probably the sort of half we imagined. We were just hoping that maybe a set-piece goal, a long-range effort would end its way in the back of the net, right?
Yeah, no, and it didn't happen. And, I do have to say credit to Guadalajara. They are defending really, really well. Again, they're not scared to go into the tackles. They've fouled a good amount, but I think it's probably the normal amount. You would... If they were playing, if they were really out of the range, they would be fouling, a lot more. But I think rightfully so, it's tackles, it's runs that Lamine Yamal have to make. He goes past you, the first thing you do is grab his kit, which is fair enough. No, we've played well. We've had 81% possession, 6 shots on target, 11 total shots. It's quite low considering how much possession we've had.
It is, yeah.
But again, it is kudos to Guadalajara. I think they've defending really well. Again, Rashford has 5 players around him as a central striker. Lamine Yamal, Rooney are literally getting just mobbed by Guadalajara players every time they get in the box. Fermin is probably looking the best just because he has a lot of space, but at the same time, I think we're quite static. I think this halftime came at a good time for us because, we weren't really able to break anything down. The late run from Eddie Garcia, I really did enjoy. Maybe some more of that in the second half. The late runs into the box from unexpected players, while Rashford, Lamine and Rooney are distracting the defenders, and just maybe shots outside the box. But I do have to say, no one's playing a bad game.
No.
You know, rivals included. They're playing a good game. We're playing a good game. So hopefully the second half, maybe it is, you know, just tire them out. And maybe at the hour mark is when we start getting, you know, we start seeing a bit more joy when they really just can't keep up with us anymore.
Yeah, I do wonder what Hansi Flick is saying to his players right now, because I don't think it's been a lack of application, which you can often see in a cup game, especially when there are a lot of starters who are thinking, hey, I just want this one out the way. This is a horrible pitch. You know, I don't want to be here. I think Barça have played with a good amount of intensity. Credit to Deportivo, who are defending well. I think it's that, Alex. I'm probably hoping that, one, maybe Barça get a set piece or a long-range effort, but two, more importantly, the Deportivo start to tire, right? That they can't keep up with the amount of possession we're having, the moving the ball from side to side, all the mental energy you've got to put into the game too. And of course, Flick has got a lot of options on his bench too that he'll be looking at and saying, I mean, hey, I've brought everyone with me to this game. If things start to go a little bit pear-shaped, then I've got options too.
Yeah, no, it's fair to say as well. And, you know, as I said, I think every single player is playing a good game. It's just the lack of goals, really. You know, how many times have we said that before this season? And again, I think it is more down to Guadalajara defending really, really well. They're very compact and they're really deep. So no matter how good you are, no matter, you know, whether you have Lamine Yamal on the pitch or not, it is just hard to go past four players in a tight space. So it is more down to them defending really well than us playing bad. So I think we're playing a good game. We're keeping intensity. We're not giving up. You know, we're not, as you said, Pablo, we're not here to just, you know, get. It's not that complacency that sometimes you see in cup games like this. But again, maybe it is just down to those key moments, those late runs, those shots outside the box. I'm quite interested to see whether Hansi Flick is going to make halftime subs. I'd be surprised, maybe. I think everything's working well. There's no players, you know, that are touched. Maybe he wants to change, you know, put in, I don't know, a Ferran, you know, instead of Marcus Rashford, maybe get a bit more movement. But again, it's hard to know what Hansi Flick wants from his side from the second half.
Right. We're going to leave you with the halftime quiz. As always, people, it's surrounding Gerard Martin because he's taken part on FC Barcelona's YouTube channel in a Never Have I Ever challenge. Go and watch it. It's available to watch right now on the YouTube channel. Maybe that's the way to spend your halftime. Don't go anywhere just yet, though, because you've got the halftime quiz coming right up. Enjoy, Corledes. Right, hello people, welcome back for our second half coverage here. It's going to be Guadalajara 0, Barça 0 heading into the second 45 minutes. Mac Lumbis said, my Gerard Martin knowledge is really bad, shame on me. Akshpo says, I think I got 4 out of 5, not bad at all, well done, that's not a bad returner whatsoever. So thank you as ever people, by the way, for playing along with the halftime quiz. Right, it's halftime, that means we have a question for you all. Who was the best player, do you think, in that first half of Barça? A tricky first half. Fermín, Eric Garcia, Frankie de Jong. We've got Marc Brau pitchside too. So Marc, I'll send this question straight to you. Best player in the first half. I've got 3 options, but feel free to elaborate. Fermín, Eric, de Jong.
Well, of course, those 3 players have played quite good in the first half, but I will pick Fermín because I think that all the danger that came from the first half was from his side, from the left side, with good connection with Joffre. He got a good attempt with a good shot from outside the box. His intensity, the way that he played with the ball, I think it's the way that the Barça have to follow just in the second half. Let me say just one thing before continue to pick who was the first player of the first half. Is like that I'm not 100% sure, but 99% sure that maybe Hansi Flick will make the first substitution of the game at the halftime, and it will be Pau Cubarsí. And it will be also an important game for him. We will comment it just when the second half starts. But if it's confirmed that Pau Cubarsí will start the game in the second half, it will be 100 games, official games with Pau Cubarsí played with Barça. He made his debut in Salamanca the 18th of January in 2024. Yeah, and less than 2 years after that debut, Pau Cubarsí will reach this number of games played. We have to confirm that substitution, but I watched the Pau Cubarsí warm up just with a higher intensity than the other ones. He just take out his sweat.
We can confirm that, Mark, that he's in the tunnel. He's in the tunnel coming out with the rest of the players, so that's confirmed.
So, okay, so he's in the tunnel. Maybe, thanks Alex, maybe Marc Bernal could be an option, as you said, the same as against Alaves. He received a yellow card, he was booked in the first half. Maybe Hansi Flick doesn't want a player with a yellow card on the pitch. We will have to wait for this, but guys, for the moment, these are the news that I can give to you from Guadalajara. For me, Fermín was the best player of the first half, and a good game for Pau Cubarsí. Incredible, with only 19 years old, Pau Cubarsí reaching these 100 games with Barça. I watch Barça players going into the pit, so it's time to go with my position, so bye.
Marc will catch you in just a few moments time. Yeah, just saying it. Cubarsí is going to come on here at half-time for Barça. I think he's going to come on in place of Marc Bernal. I said it, didn't I? Just a few minutes before the interview, I said I think he's on a booking. That could be something that Flick thinks about. Yeah,
no, definitely. And again, it is the midfield that needs a bit of a refresh. You would expect probably Eric Garcia now is going to go into that midfield position, Cubarsí as a centre-back. And I think
it's Bernal.
Yeah, that's confirmed now. So I think that's the change that that's the change that Eric Garcia is gonna did at halftime. And that's the change that Hansi Flick is probably gonna go right now. Eric Garcia is really good at getting high up the pitch, controlling the ball, attacking space with the ball. He's been doing that as a centre back, but now you want to get him a bit higher up the pitch. He is making those late runs in, and Cubarsí is well capable of playing those long balls quite well. So let's see what Hansi Flick has in store for the second half, and let's see what Guadalajara have in store for the second half as well.
Yeah, certainly. Players back out on the pitch. That means we'll head back to game commentary for the second 45 minutes. Let's do it. There you have it then. Cold evening here. Lamine Yamal blowing into his gloves. Barça do make a change ahead of the second 45 minutes. Bernal is off and Cubarsí is on. Let's see how that changes the Barça team then. Looks immediately as if Eric's going to drop back into right back. Cubarsí will go next to Christensen. Casado will push into midfield. So there's the Barça change early in to this second half at half-time, Alex.
Yeah, no, Casado is into the 6 midfield, defensive midfield position. Eric Garcia out as right back. I'm curious to see what happens. Eric Garcia is starting strong there with an overlap over Lamine Yamal. Rooney, Bardaji there into space, and Eric Garcia getting the early cross in. Oof.
Easy enough.
I like the initiative. Eddie Garcia's moving quite a lot. Eddie Garcia has a lot of energy today. I'm quite impressed by that. He's running all over the place. It could be good to, to give maybe Lamine Yamal a bit more space. Casado wasn't really underlapping Lamine Yamal like he likes, which I thought was quite shocking considering Casado is a very, attack-minded, more defensive player. But yeah, Eddie Garcia there with the overlapping quite early on. So I'm assuming that's what Hansi Flick maybe said. Get Eddie Garcia into that right side of the pitch with Lamine Yamal and Rooney and try to get those spaces in. It does look like Rashford and Fermin changed as well.
Maybe a few changes then.
Yeah,
maybe a few changes.
I don't know if that's set or if it was just for that play, but we'll confirm that when after this Guadalajara free kick.
Yeah, which is lofted into the back post. It's going to go over everyone, but not the back post here. That's a very ambitious delivery. It goes all the way back.
Yeah.
We never answered that, Alex. Mark Lehman says, who was the best player in the first half for both of you? I'd say I liked Eddie Garcia a lot in the first half. I thought he was bright.
I think I'm going to go with Frenkie de Jong.
Okay,
I did like Fermin because he took a lot of initiative when he got the ball down his side into space, but I think Frenkie de Jong probably had. I would like to know if he got the most touches in the first half. Because it seems like he did. Every ball was going through him. He was really well at playing the connecting between the defensive.
Here's Rooney. There's the chance of Barca, surely! And that's the best chance we've had by some distance. It was Rashford who was in, playing, as you said, Alex, off that left-hand side row in this second half. He was in. He usually scores from there. Big save, though, to deny him. Yeah, no, Marcus Rashford and Fermin have switched. So, maybe it is what you said, Pablo. Maybe get Fermin a bit more central so he can get a shot on target and then, let Rashford take on the 1v1s down that left side and get him shot on target.
Another cross comes in now, deflection easy for the goalkeeper. Let's see if Barca can build on this now.
Yeah, let's see. I do like the switch of Firmino and Rashford, potentially let Rashford, get in a bit more space.
Sleeping. Agus Moreno fast asleep at the...
Yeah, his teammates getting mad at him for keeping him on side rightfully. So it was a good high line. Just one defender left Marcus Rashford. It was a great save from the keeper.
It's a top save. He's looked shaky, hasn't he?
Vicente
in a lot of actions, but he was very good with his feet there.
There's Eddie Garcia overlapping Lamine Yamal once again, giving a bit more space. I think Rooney, Bardghji and Lamine Yamal have switched a bit as well, to be honest.
Yeah, Rooney coming centrally, Lamine's gone right,
Yeah, I don't know if that's static or if it's them, just being... Oi, that was a bit...
heavy challenge.
Interesting challenge there. But it does look like Rooney, Bardghji and Lamine Yamal's changed. So quite a few changes from Hansi Flick into the second half.
Flick's trying to shuffle things about. There's the cross from Rashford. And crashing in was Fermin, who looks as though he's got into a false 9 role now. It's all happening really here for Barça. They've changed a lot.
The changes honestly have played their part so far. Eddie Garcia is doing really well with Lamine Yamal on that right side with the overlapping and underlapping, creating spaces that aren't there around the Guadalajara defenders. Rashford getting those early crosses into the box already, and Fermin, being very dynamic. So far I do actually like the changes. Obviously Casado is back into his natural position in the midfield where he can probably be a bit more impactful. But right now Guadalajara on the attack and Marcus Christensen.
It's a great tackle there by Christensen. Really good one. I'll tell you what though, that was Ablanque, who was not happy at all. We have a question for the members live chat. Robert says, I have to ask, will this game go to extra time? No, please no. Or I'm afraid so. Or is it penalties? There's all sorts of options here. Please. Remember guys, this is a one-off game.
Yeah.
If there's no goals, it will of course go to extra time and penalties. Mark, are you back in your position now and seated or standing ready for this second half action?
Yeah, for sure. I'm just in the same position that in the first half, so I'm next to Ter Stegen goals right now, and I hope for me to not have an extra time and penalty shootout because the game was delayed 30 minutes, and I promise my family to get to home as early as I can. So, it's fine to say. And let me say one thing. Of course, it's not really with this, but that Guadalajara player who faced and who fault with Andreas Christensen said in an interview that he's a Madrid fan, so maybe he's extra motivated.
Blanque, a Madrid fan. Well, look at this dancing run from Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, it was borderline fouls on Lamine Yamal every 2 players that came in. But again, you know, you're throwing 4 players at Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal is really good, but going past any 4 players at elite level is hard. It's hard to do. So, yeah, I think actually Lamine Yamal is getting into a bit more space the second half, particularly with Eddie Garcia. And there's
across Medic. Shots to the back post, and again an identical save from Dani Vicente denies Marcus Rashford yet again. Finish with the foot.
Yeah.
What a super save by the keeper.
Yeah, I'm liking these changes that we've made. They've all had instant impact in the second half, but also Guadalajara is attacking right now again, and they're attacking well, to be fair.
Borja tried to get that through. Here they come once more. The cross to the back post away by Joffre Torrents. Vital header corner for the home team. This one has started to take to light now.
This is exactly what you didn't want. You didn't want Guadalajara growing attack. Their fans are right behind them. You know, that was a really good attack on their half. From literally, we had a brilliant opportunity. Eddie Garcia made an early crossing for Rashford. Don't know how that didn't go in. Great save by the keeper again. And from that ball, they started their attack, and literally now they've gotten a corner kick. So they're growing in confidence, but at the same time, I do think they are growing in fatigue as well.
Yeah.
It was a corner kick, and a lot of them just took a deep breath, and hopefully this doesn't go against us.
In goes the resulting set piece. I'll tell you what, that came all the way through, and Sotogrado spotted a kick to the face. Mark, you would have had a good view of that. I think it's Eddie Garcia who's down.
Another. Always Eric Garcia. Remember after when he broke his nose in the game against Bruges, he got several hits on his face. For me, it's good for him to keep the mask on, because as we saw in the last games, all the hits are on his face. So if I was his friend or his father, I would say, okay, Eric, keep the mask on, please, to be safe.
Yeah, 100%. Mark, of course, you mentioned it at half-time. Now that Koubaracy is on, 100 games with Barça, that's official, that's confirmed. He's on at a half defence, and as you said at half-time, officially now to 100 games.
Yeah, it's official. Pau Koubaracy, 18 years old. He will be 19, I said in the half-time 19, but he will be 19 next year. The first game he played, it was in Salamanca, not far from here. It was a round of 16 game under Xavi Hernandez, the others, 2 years ago. It seems that it's been a long time that Pau Koubaracy is playing, but only less than 2 years. It was in Salamanca when he came back in the second half to play, and then since that day from today, 100 times. And I don't have right now the stat, but I have to say that almost all these games, almost 80 or 85 games, he was in the lineup. So the most important thing is not only the 100 games played, it's the time he was in the lineup. Let me check the stat, because I think it would be interesting to comment.
Yeah, 100%. Let's see how many of those 100 games Koubaracy played as a starter. That would be a very good stat. Well, Rashford, he's the man on our screens. He's the man who has come closest. He is.
We can play if you want. We can play if you want.
You have the number?
Give me a number, and also Barca Life Fine. Give a number.
Yeah, okay.
Not for the moment, but while I'm searching this, we can play with this.
Okay, I'll ask the chat as well, Mark. I'll ask the chat. Me and Alex will play.
Okay.
Out of the 100 games that Koubaracy has played for Barca, how many of them was he a starter?
Okay.
I'm going to go 79.
I'm going to go 83.
Ooh, close. Live chat, let us know. Lamine is dancing through here. Good.
I have the number.
Intervention. Marek Brau has the number.
I have the number, but let's gonna wait. No, but let's gonna wait for people to play.
Let's do it.
Okay,
let's do it. We'll wait a bit, Mark, because we'll, of course.
We'll wait for the chat to get involved.
Yeah, we'll wait for the chat to.
They always have better answers than I do, so it's fine.
Now there is an issue with the chat, is that they may be searching them up. No one cheat. No one cheat. Please.
Yeah, no cheating, chat. If not, it doesn't count that you're better than me if
on.
you guys cheat. That's not fair.
I went 79, you went 83, Alex. Let's see.
Yeah.
Anyone? Analia, Brita Malaguita. Let's see if anyone has an answer for us. They don't just yet, so we'll give them, Mark, we'll give them another minute or so, okay? And then I'll get back to you and see.
Okay, Mac Lumvis says
Fine,
70.
fine.
Mac Lumvis says 75. There's one answer for you.
Okay.
Again. Okay, Alia says 85.
Okay.
Both decent guesses. We have a few. I'll wait for a few more and then we'll reveal. Maybe after this Barça attack. Rashford. Nice ball around the back to De Jong. Corner for Barça. Charlotte says 81. Bruna says, what's the question? The question is, out of the 100 games that Cubarsí has played for Barça, how many of them has he been a starter in? Fid Enzel says 115. That would be quite impressive, wouldn't it, considering he's only started in 100. Oh, there's the goalkeeper again. Not very good in those sorts of positions. Right, we have a few answers. Mark, I think it's time. Hit us.
Well, 100 games played with today. He made his debut with 17 years old and 361 days. Only 4 days after this, he was 18. But the number of games played from the start with 18 years old for Barco Garcia, it's 87.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Alia was the closest one.
Yeah, Alia said 85. That is that's unbelievable.
87.
1987, a great year, that's for sure. But wow, 87.
Wow. Okay.
Christensen, De Jong.
That's, I mean, when you're that young, it's again, you know, you forget how young these players are. I was actually talking about it with my my physio today. We were talking about Pedri, and you forget how young Pedri is. Do you remember how young Pedri is?
23, right?
Yeah, no, it's
23,
ridiculous, the way that he carries themselves. And a lot of these players, you know, Cubarsí, Lamine Yamal, Casado, Bernal, you know, they're teenagers and they carry themselves on the pitch, you know, as if they have a lot more experience than they do. And it's just completely respectful the way that these young players play and respect each other and respect the team, play for the team. You know, it's hard to get young players that are really mature in the mindset of the way they play. You know, a player like Lamine Yamal knows exactly how good he is, but he likes to play for the team, so it's a lot of the time.
Mark, we're just seeing it on the touchline on your camera. Plenty of Barça players warming up.
Yeah, there are 4 players for the first team and 1 that can make his debut today. We can look from right to the left. Uri is doing that, de la dreta a l'esquerra. Right now, Alejandro Balde, Tommy Marquez, who can make his debut. Then I think it's Dro or Pedri. Can you help me?
No, Pedri.
No, it's Dro.
No, Pedri's on the bench.
Yeah, it's Dro and Koundé. Yeah. So Koundé, Dro, Tommy Marquez, Balde, and Gerard Martin. Dro, of course, made his debut, but for Tommy Marquez, could be the first one.
Yeah, that's the. I was going to say, man, that's the boy that everyone's waiting to see if we can see him debut in a Barça shirt with the first team today. Lamine Yamal now cuts inside onto his left foot, drops it off to Casado. We're nearly at the hour mark. It's still Depor nil, Barça nil.
Yeah, no, we're getting a lot of early crosses in from Lamine, from Rashford. You know, we're trying to get on the end of those. We just haven't been able to get that last touch
Better
on
from
them.
Barça.
Yeah, no, again, Guadalajara are crowding the box, and you know, any cross, any shot that we're trying to get on, it's literally having to go past 5 players, and the probability of one of them touching them is quite high, and that's what's happened so far. Christensen shows his frustration there, and no, so far so good. You know, the changes, as I said, the changes that Hansi Flick has made at halftime have been instant impacts, but no, again, Guadalajara are doing well. Again, Christensen just took a shot outside of the box there. He had 6 players to beat, and essentially his shot was as good as a
Balde will come in, guys.
Player.
Balde will come in. It will be the second subs on Barça.
Okay, Barça are going to make a change on the hour mark. Before so, they have a corner here. I think it's Rashford who's gone up to take it. Takes it short. Oh, space here for Rooney. Now De Jong outside of the boot, ball in, and there you go again. That keeper, well, he doesn't like it, does he?
Yeah, no, he's shaky when aerial balls that he has to catch them without his body being behind. He's not too confident. I think he did well. He knows his weakness. He just pushed it up for a corner. Let's see if we can finally take advantage of a dead ball situation.
Yeah, let's see. Guys, in the members live chat, use your flags to support Barça. In by Rashford, Christensen was up there. It's clear to we need the Barça flags in the chat. Come on, wave your flags to support the team.
Corner there.
There's going to be a triple change for Deportivo, as Barça, as Mark said, are going to bring on Balde. So 1 change for us, 3 for them. Let's see. The subs come up here. We'll try and go through them. In the meantime, use your flags. Right, Gallardo, Mendes, and a good name here, Toño Calvo. 3 players going to be coming on here for the home team. See the fans encouraging. Let's see though, guys. Let's get your flags. There we go. Elmirde, Charlotte, Axpo, Mark Lehman, Elmirde, Visca Barça. Loads of Barça flags. Love it, people. Love it. There you go. There they are.
Oh, look at those flags.
Look at those flags.
Love it. Half an hour left.
Manu Ramirez is one of those off, Alex. Not sure if there were any others I missed
No,
that we've seen confirmed so far.
No, it's the first player off the pitch so far. Yeah, frustrating, I think is the right words. We're doing well, but Guadalajara are just frustrating us so far. 30 minutes left in the second half for the entire match to go past. Just 1 goal. Just 1 goal, Pablo.
I know.
Just one goal.
We just want one. We just want it. It's so far been one of those typical cup games where you just can't find a way through. Mark, Barca's change confirmed to Jofre Torrents off Baldeon.
All right, Alejandro Valde, can he make the impact with Marcus Rashford on that left side? I've been liking the early crosses from Marcus Rashford so far, really. I do want to see him get on the end of, he's had these 2 clear opportunities, probably the best 2 opportunities in the entire match.
Yeah.
Coming to the second half, he does look a lot more impactful down that left side. What do you think, Pablo? How do you think we're going to get that first goal?
I get the feeling that Flick might well have to look to a natural number 9 and a focal point. He's got Ferran, of course, on the bench, who I think he may well just be tempted to flip on. I really do, because I think right now Fermin's there, obviously, but he's not a natural number 9. And if you want to try and get a scrappy goal in this one, that could be our way through. If not, I think you're right. We could get those deep cross to the back post. The keeper is not convincing at all coming for them, and Rashford, and we get bodies over there. Anything can happen.
Yeah, no,
it really can.
It was that the Frankie de Jong cross there that we saw for a corner. It was outside of the book cross.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily the cleanest of crosses, but just get into the box. Anything can happen. Any touch. There's so many bodies inside the box that it's really just getting those aerial duels in. Anything can happen. An own goal. Slip from the keeper. But it's just about making, those crosses into the box, because it seems like the only way that we've been getting. Look
here
at
we go.
play.
Maybe a little nice intricate play from Barça. It falls to Cazador. Wide for Lamine Yamal. Maybe he's the hero tonight. Lamine. Eric Garcia's going to have to get there. The space, or the lack of it, is incredible. Lamine shoots, blocked.
Again, four players he's had to get through. Garcia did really well to attack high there, just unlucky for the ball.
Well, look at this. Mark, we can see some new players warming up for Barça. Pedri is down there. Is that Hansi Flick saying needs must?
Yeah, Pedri is coming to warm up. The other players have the same. Koundé, Tommy Marquez, Dro, and Gerard Martin. Of course, Barça for the moment is struggling, and it follows the way that I commented at the start of the show, that last season Barça beat Barbastro 4-0, but was not the main kind of games that Barça played in round of 32. The other games against Barbastro, winning 3-2, a game against Cornellà in the extra time, against Intercity in extra time, against Linares, a comeback from 1-0 for 1-2, against Ibiza from 1-0 for 1-2. Not easy that kind of games, not only for Barça, but for other teams. But of course Barça, for the moment, is not playing maybe the best level, but we are pushing on Guadalajara inside the box, and for sure the goal has to come. For the moment, Dani Vicente is the player of the match, and Barça have to keep going.
Balde drops this ball off here to Marcus Rashford. Rashford to Balde. Yeah, Mark, I completely agree. It's been very... Well, it's resembled those games an awful lot, I must say. It's one of those tough cup nights away from home. So often in January, of course. Now this year in December. Still,
Rooney shoots, deflection and easy for the keeper. Still no way through, nearly halfway through the second half, people. Pedri is out there warming up.
Yeah.
If there is to be the Barca opener, who will get it, do you think, Alex? Who's looking the most likely right now? Rooney, Lamine, Rashford options?
I would say probably Marcus Rashford has had the clearest opportunities just from this, those early crosses. Second post runs, well, not really runs, Marcus Rashford being there, the second post has been probably the clearest bits. And I think Alejandro Balde coming on might make an impact on that left side with Marcus Rashford. Alejandro Balde, we all know, likes to get high up the pitch, get involved in early crosses, get involved in quick passing, especially down to get to the touchline. We've seen a couple of times us getting down to the touchline, getting that pass back. I think it was in the first half, Frenkie de Jong made that pass back that just nobody got a touch on it. So we're seeing now a bit more free-flowing movement from Lamine Yamal, I think. Is that corner for us now?
Yeah. It's remarkable, isn't it? I mean, the centre-backs keep getting in those sorts of positions. Christensen, Eddie got to see how he saw it in the first half.
Yeah.
Barca throwing everyone forward, really. We have a corner, though, Alex. You'd be disappointed with how we've used these so far.
Very disappointed.
Is this the time now for Barca? Maybe. It would be very timely indeed. It's going to be Rooney, I think.
I think
Rooney
Bardghji on the corner. It is disappointing, These are the moments we're getting.
There it is, in by Rooney, again flicked away at the front post. Who does it fall to? It falls to Rashford.
It's just a heavy touch.
First touch, wasn't going to keep it in play. Goes out for a goal kick.
Another dead ball situation that just, we're not even close to scoring. It's 67 minutes have gone by so far. We're still 0-0. We're getting corners, we're getting, this is probably the clearest corner of the second half, but, we're not even close. We're not making dangerous plays. We're not forcing the keeper to
look who's warming up.
Defenders are making easy clearances. We'll see.
Yeah,
just over
tough.
half an hour left.
It's certainly been tough.
Ferran Torres.
Yeah, I said it, Mark. I said it a few moments ago. I said I think I'd look to Ferran maybe to bring Ferran on in this sort of game. And as you're showing us there, and as you can inform us, he is now warming up alongside Pedri too.
Tommy Marquez, who of course is really looking forward to make his debut for a moment, came back for the bench. And then Ferran Torres is just warming up. Remember, he's the top scorer of the season for Barça with 13 goals, top scorer for La Liga for Barça with 11 goals. And now also you can listen to the atmosphere with all the stadium set, que vote el Escartín, just celebrating for the moment that this 0-0 give them options just to be alive on the game, but only 22 minutes to go up. Remember, if the game final with a draw, we'll have to go to the extra time. We hope that it's not going to happen.
Well, it's a very real possibility right now. There you go, members. Who would you like to see come on? Pedri, Ferran, or even Rafinha? There's a cross from Casador. Maybe now! Oh, so nearly. Would have been an awkward goal, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Bounces wide at the far post. I think for me, it's got to be Ferran, I must say. I want to see a focal point up there for this sort of ball.
Yeah, no, I have to say, Pedri, in the midfield, we are doing fine with Frenkie, Casado, and, having Rooney, Lamine kind of, filter around in that number 10 position. Rafinha, I think Rashford and Lamine are doing well on the width. And again, the width isn't really giving us so much. Maybe an early cross, but I think Rashford has been, getting on the end of that. Lamine Yamal is really trying to get in those, get into the box for a pass. I think I agree with you, Pablo. Ferran might be probably the clearest change. We don't have a number 9 on the pitch. We don't have, someone. Eric Garcia has been the one getting on the end of the crosses. I know he started playing centre back, now he's right back. You want a clear, natural goal scorer getting on the end of those crosses. Completely. So I agree. Let Ferran in. He's a dynamic forward that can get into those tight spaces. Then careful
dear, watch out here. They're right in behind, and absolutely brilliant. Last ditch defending that. Andreas Christensen got across. That was vital because in the middle, Canito was waiting. He had a tap in, and the Great Dane for Barça stoops in.
Not great.
Looked like the opener, didn't it, Alex? I must say. Tap in the middle. Look at this recovery from Christensen. Superb.
I do have to say that, we've been talking a lot about our offensive players. Christensen has been absolutely outstanding in defense.
Completely agree.
He's been able to, he's outrun every single, striker, Guadalajara attack. He's outrun every single one of them, has calmly recovered the ball. his tackles, being the last defender, has been literally spot on. He's stepped in front of a lot of Guadalajara players as well, cutting off the play, and there's the corner mounting to nothing. It's a free kick for Ter Stegen, a goal kick for Ter Stegen. Christensen has stepped in front of a lot of Guadalajara players. I think he's one to shout out because he's had a really good match.
Mark, lots of movement on the Barça bench. Hansi Flick has seen enough.
Yeah, but at first let me comment something, that Ablanque, as I said, the captain of Guadalajara, Madrid fan, complained a lot in the face of Sotogrado, and Sotogrado showed him a yellow card, and now Sotogrado is talking with Ablanque that maybe it's because it's that kind of game, and because he's the captain, he will not receive for the moment the red card. And I think it's good for the referee, because another referee maybe showed him the second yellow card, because Ablanque complained a lot in the face of the referee. So he was very close to be sent off just for two actions in the face of the referee. You know that sometimes I don't agree usually with Sotogrado, but for this I think it's good for him to give an advice to the captain and to read good the game. But Ablanque was very close to be sent off. What I mean, that if there's another big fall or another complaint by the captain, he will be sent off for sure. And yes, as you said, Pedri and Koundé will do the third and the fourth substitution. Remember that Barça made one at the half-time, and the second was Balde.
Yeah, Sotogrado, not a referee who likes to be disrespected. We've seen that in the past, and well, he was making his case very clear there. Well, I'll tell you what, Alex, it looks as though Deportivo are really growing into this one, not going the way Barça wanted to, and well, Ter Stegen could only hope and watch that one drift past the far post. Toño Calvo, it was off the bench with the strike, and I think Flick has now said, hey, get on there, people, please. No. Koundé is also going to be coming on, Mark, I believe.
Could be, but for the moment they're waiting just to go in. Well, 70 minutes to go, 70 minutes to the 90 minutes.
Yeah.
For the moment I'm not so nervous, but time is going to be over in a while.
Yeah, this game is just zapping away, isn't it, Alex? There's not long to go here, and I'll tell you what, talk about being frustrated, that's exactly what Barça have been tonight. Credit Deportivo, they've been excellent. Lamin's cross, brilliant delivery, headed away at the back post. I'm surprised Ferran isn't being sent on, I will say. I think that's what Barça are missing.
Yeah,
because once he brings on Koundé, he's brought on 3 defenders now.
Yeah, no, it's been, I think we do need a bit more. The thing is that, we are being dynamic. Players are having a lot of touches. I think every single player has been on the game literally so much. We're just missing something different early.
Overhead.
Yeah, it was a good idea from Marcus Rashford. We haven't seen that so often. Marcus Rashford is the only one making those crosses into the box. He tried, he's a bit deeper. He tried curling in the ball for Lamine Yamal there in the second post. It's what you want to see. It's I think it's...
Marc Casado is one of the names.
Marc Casado coming off.
And
Rooney, I think. Yeah.
Marc Casado and Rooney. Yeah. So what does it mean? That Pedri will play next to Frankie as a midfield. So Eric, holding midfielder with Pedri and Frankie de Jong. Yeah. And Koundé will play also as right back.
Yeah, Eric will
go into
midfield.
Have Eric played again?
Yeah. Eric back into midfield, Koundé right back. Eric will go into midfield alongside Pedri and De Jong. I'm maybe slightly surprised at those changes. I mean, he sort of padded out his midfield quite a lot, hasn't he, by doing those subs? I just wonder, I don't know, trying to build the foundations from the back.
Yeah, maybe you want, a midfielder like Pedri who is good in tight spaces, who can, flick on Fermin, Rashford or Lamine into really good places. Casado, it is true.
That's across from De Jong, punched away from the keeper. Lamine has finally some room. Lamine Yamal for Barça. Lamine deflection over the top of the crossbar.
Another corner kick. I think having Pedri on is good. Again, tight space is really good. Getting players quickly into space and behind defenders. We know he has that vision to be able to do that. So I would assume that's kind of what Hansi Flick wanted him on for. Eric Garcia is a good attacking presence. I think Casado didn't really grow into the game when he moved into the midfield. Maybe Eric Garcia, sparks that offensive play down the middle, and Jesus Gondé is probably the natural position when you want to put Eric Garcia back into the midfield. Marcus Rashford onto this corner kick. Let's see if we can get anything out of this.
Boy, if Barca had to work for this. There's the ball into the front post. It falls to Pedri. Just drops it off here to Rashford once more. Back to the little Canary. And now Frenkie de Jong. There's the cross to the back post. There's Christensen. And there's the Barca goal. It's Andreas Christensen who punches Barca into a lead. Less than 15 minutes to play. And it's the great Dane up from the back. Deportivo, Barca 1.
Yeah, it was again early crossing it went back from Pedri, who recovered the poor clearance from Guadalajara, went out to Rashford, Frenkie de Jong with the early crossing, and Marcus Christensen, second post, attacking header. Nothing the Guadalajara keeper could do, just really, really brilliant finish from Marcus Christensen there.
Mark Christensen on the score sheet. I think he's been excellent tonight, I really do. De Jong's cross, his header took a deflection. Barca won't care. They finally need Mark.
We'll take it.
Yeah, we broke the wall, and I think it was amazing, explained by Alex Ibaceta, the way that Barca played outside the box from the set pieces, just the combination between Marcus Rashford, Pedri, and also what an incredible cross by Frenkie de Jong with the right foot, incredible cross from the far post to the second post, and Andreas Christensen is scoring again with a header. His first goal was in 2023 against Betis in La Liga with a header, and it's impossible to not remember the goal he scored in Santiago Bernabeu in a game that Barca lost with a Bellingham goal at the extra time. But also Andreas Christensen is scoring an important goal, good header for him, first goal of the season for Andreas Christensen, and it was a very, very important one.
Oh, it's a great ball up that from Koundé. Fermin couldn't control. Guys, fill the chat with some goal emojis.
Oh, let's see those emojis.
Get the goal emojis in there, because Barca have finally broke the dam here. It's Andreas Christensen who's got the goal. 13 minutes from time. Unlikely here. I'll tell you what, it does take a massive, massive deflection. I just wondered in the replay whether they would have maybe given that as an own goal. I need to see where the header was being directed.
I think, to be fair, I think it was actually on target. The deflection was quite key, because I think there was another Guadalajara defender just behind that maybe could have gotten the interception. But I think Marcus Christensen, I'm just saying what Rashford, the Christensen header was on target. If I saw it correctly from that replay, which wasn't the best angle.
Here is Cubarsí. Splitting pass, tried to find Lamine. Maybe now the floodgates will open. Guadalajara, their dream is just about fading. Although, have a look at this. Well, Barca way too exposed to be 1-0 up.
Yeah, but
this is Mendes. The strike from Mendes. It's a super save by ter Stegen. Now Cañizo on the second bounce. And straight into the hands of the German goalkeeper, who was called into action there for the first time in the game. Super save by the captain.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think if this would have been maybe, a top half table La Liga team, that attack could have easily resulted in something else. The way that I think they played the ball a bit too early, but I was not. Mendes?
Mendes, yeah.
Incredible shot that just went in, but ter Stegen as always.
Yeah, with a little save, but super save by ter Stegen, I will say, who's not really had a lot to do tonight. Had to be alert. It's typical, isn't it, that Pedri steps onto the pitch and within 60 seconds Barca take the lead. Finally, the dam is broken.
Yeah.
And Andreas Christensen as well, of all people, up from the back with the header. Like you said, Alex, I think he's been excellent tonight. He really has. And
but defensively, defensively has been outstanding.
That vital block, remember, a few moments ago.
Yeah.
Well, here come Deport again. This time away by Cubarsí in the middle. They have certainly made Barca work for this.
Yeah, no, they've done the opposite really of what we expected. The more the game progresses, they've not shown any bit of fatigue. As scoring has actually injected life into them. They've gotten two back-to-back attacks now, getting really high into the box. That Mendes shot was literally it was ridiculous. Really good save from ter Stegen there. Now they're getting high up the pitch. They have a throw in right now, and no, I think us scoring has literally just done the opposite effect of what we wanted, and they're going into the second half.
There's across the back post. Danger here! Oh, Koundé did just about enough there with Canito right on his back. And ter Stegen saves again. Mark, right in front of you. Depor starting to produce a bit of pressure here.
Yeah, but what does it mean? That Barça have more spaces at the counter-attack.
Absolutely, and maybe now the second for Lamine Yamal. Was he fouled? Referee says no, I don't think he was. He lost his footing. And this is getting end-to-end now. I'm not sure this suits Barça, I must say. With a 1-goal lead, I don't think we need for this to get end-to-end whatsoever. This will suit Depor a lot more than it will suit us. And a lot of running here. The Barça players have had to get through. Eddie Garcia.
Yeah.
Outstanding once again tonight. Outstanding from him. This was the cross earlier. Yeah, it just came off the back of Koundé.
Yeah.
And into the hands of ter Stegen.
Yeah, there was 2 Depor players going for that ball. Jules Koundé just pushes them off. And an easy catch for ter Stegen. Yeah, I think we need to slow this game down.
Yeah.
Try to get control of it. You know, we said it, I think, quite a few times this season. The key for us is not getting carried away with falling into the, stooping to the level of the other team. Because right now Depor are very chaotic.
Yeah.
They're losing their formation. They're trying for that goal.
That's
what a ball
lovely
there
ball over
for
the top.
Rashford.
That here comes Rashford. He's cleaning through. Well recovered.
Hey.
Is that a foul?
Surely.
Sotogrado says no chance, and it play on. I'd like to get another look at that.
It would have. I from the first live look at it, I think it was a penalty.
Yeah, do you?
Not an aggressive one, but Marcus Rashford was quite clear in on goal there. Not sure what Lamine Yamal just tried to do there, but I think Marcus Rashford was clear on goal. He was about to take a shot, and he just got clipped by the defender.
Be careful, because I see Sotogrado just going to red card.
Oh.
Red card for a Guadalajara player who's warming up.
Okay.
I don't know who, or if it's a physical trainer. I suffer because I see Sotogrado going through very calm to the bench, and a lot of complainings were in Barça bench about Rashford's actions. I don't know if you have seen the replay, if it's penalty or not. Remember that today it's not VAR in this round of 32.
I think it was a penalty
bench,
because
complained a little bit about that action of
yeah.
Rashford.
Mark, I think it was a penalty because Marcus Rashford could have gotten a shot, but he was pushed and clipped from the back. The Depor player didn't get the ball. It wasn't aggressive. It was a clip, stopping Rashford from getting a shot. I think it was a penalty. But again, as you said, Mark, there is no VAR, so there is no revision on this play.
Yeah, need to take another look at it. So sending off for someone on the Depor bench, and Mark, it looks as though Flick is going to bring on his 5th and final change. It's going to be the 4th defender he brings on today, Gerard Martin.
Yeah, Gerard Martin. Yeah, Gerard Martin will play for the last minute. Remember that if finally Guadalajara equalizes and there's an extra time, we will have an extra substitution, but it's not going to happen. Let's hope that Barça win the game with the second goal with big calm. But I think that Guadalajara has been quite good at the defense, and it's quite difficult this game for Barça. And remember, as I said, how Barça scored the game against Barbasto, the first one last season, was a header from a set-piece corner. Today it was the same, but not Eric Garcia with Christensen goal. But it was quite similar from that Eric Garcia goal last season.
Yeah, certainly it was. Did have a quite similar sort of feel to it. Right, you have a question in the chat to answer, people. What's been your favourite moment of the match so far? There's been a few. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick one. Obviously the goal is the big one, but I'll tell you what. The clearance from Christensen on the interception before has got to be right up there for me. That was a goal-saving tackle, and the fact that he's the one who hopefully has gone and got the winner is vital too. That's a great ball by Fermin, and Koundé's clean through here. He was offside.
Was he?
The assistant. We'll take another look at it in a moment.
Close. That was again. It was Pedri there with the quick pass, getting Jules Koundé in so much space. It was that quick passing.
Christensen off.
Tight.
Very tight. We needed to see the line
hero
for that.
of the game so far.
Christensen's off.
Yeah. He's going for the bench. Sorry, Alex. It's Andreas Christensen. Yeah, it will come in. Gerard Martin. Yeah, the hero of the night. It's a set first goal of the season for him. But I don't know if you agree with me, guys. But not only in offense, I think in defense, Christensen played quite good. Remember, the tackle he made just to stop a very dangerous cross from the left side for Guadalajara. So for sure it will be in my votes of player of the match game.
Mark, we've been asking the members what was your favourite moment of the game, and Robert, our editor, has told us that you touching the ball in the first half was his favourite moment.
For me, it was my favorite moment too.
Getting involved in the match, Mark.
This one has just been ruled off for a foul, by Rashford there. Push on Blanket, and obviously Fermin's goal isn't going to stand. With 4 minutes to go, guys, a reminder, stick around in the post-game because we're going to show you all the highlights immediately right after this one wraps up, as well as all the reactions from the players with Marc Brau. So don't go anywhere. 4 minutes long, the highlights too, so plenty of action. If you've missed all the goals, or the goal I should say, you want to see all the action, we've got all of that coming up in the post-game. So lots to see here, lots to get excited about on Barça Live. Don't go anywhere, people.
Getting ahead of yourself there, Pablo. Multiple goals you're expecting now?
Well, let's actually hope not, I mean, if we get another, I'll take that, but I don't want more chaos.
No, definitely not.
I'll take this as a 1-0 and go home.
Yeah, I think we 5 minutes, I'd imagine, left of this match to play. We just need to keep the ball, not let Guadalajara get any counter-attacks. Jules going in a lot of space there. Give it to... Go on, Jules.
Certainly opened up, hasn't it?
Yeah, no.
Flick would absolutely love Barça to get a second goal here.
Yeah, we're there. Pedri on the pitch just went from Jules Koundé, getting a lot of space, went back to Pedri, went back to Cubarsí, Eric Garcia and Frenkie, and Cubarsí doing a nice little rhombus around, passing the ball around, keeping the ball again. This is what we need. We need to keep control, frustrate the Guadalajara players and find those spaces. Look at Pedri, my word.
Unbelievable player. Space is starting to appear now. De Jong, who was almost playing centre-back at one point, sets up Fermin around the keeper, but no can do for Barça. Just wide of the post. Is that a corner or a goal kick? I think a corner's been given,
It would have been a great assist from Frenkie de Jong, but again, it is Pedri. It is Pedri with the quick passing down the middle to get players into space. Lamine Yamal went inside to Frenkie, and Frenkie just tried to be cheeky and it was a really good pass, to be fair. Fermin could have gotten in with a cheeky...
Lovely little flick, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really, really good. And we have a corner kick from this so far. If we're not going to score, take a short pass, go back to Cubarsí, play around. I don't want Guadalajara counter-attack because I think anything can happen right now.
In goes the delivery, and it was Fermin at the front post, just unable to steer it in.
I'd imagine, 2 minutes of extra time?
Yeah, 2
minutes.
minutes.
Including the goal.
Yeah, Mark, of course, you'll be the one to inform us how much is added on. Not long to go now, though. We're nearly home and dry.
Yeah, I expect, 3 minutes maybe. 3. Remember, not via reviews, not many time lost, so I will go with 3. I think it will surprise me if it's more than 3.
I just think the fact that it's 1-0 in a cup game, they're going to add 4.
Why not? For the entertainment of everyone except for us.
Correct. Unfortunately, I think they're going to add 4, and I don't think Marc Brau is going to be very happy about it. Here is Balde trying to get down the left-hand side. Feels though Barça have somehow managed to control this game right after our goal. I feel like Deportivo really came at us, didn't they? And
it literally injected life into them really after we scored, and right now we are doing well to...
Oh, and surely this is
Marcus
the second.
Rashford's
in. He's round the keeper. Rashford, there you go. No problem whatsoever. Barça, they're going to be in the round of 16 here, and Marcus Rashford has made it 2.
Yeah.
Yes, he has. It's going to stand. Guadalajara 0, Barça 2. Lamine to Rashford.
There it is.
Just like that. And Barça, they're through in the cup.
Job done.
Vamos. Job done for Barça, Alex.
Are we celebrating Marcus Rashford's goal, or the fact that we're going to be able to go home at a good time tonight?
That's an excellent question. The latter, potentially.
Marcus Rashford seals it in, and there it is. Probably 3 minutes. Marc got it right for 3 minutes. It was a brilliant goal from Marcus Rashford. It was a good, quick play out to Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal really not good assist to Marcus Rashford into space, cutting through to Guadalajara defenders to get Marcus Rashford on goal. Brilliant play there. It's what we needed. Again, Guadalajara really wanted that equalizer. They opened up a lot of space behind, and we took advantage of that. And there it is. We are through. The game is just about to be done, and we're going home.
Yeah, Marcus Rashford seals the deal for Barça.
Yeah. 7 goals for Marcus Rashford this season. The last goal he scored was very long time ago. He was the last scorer in Montjuic in the game against Elche in early November. Since that time, he did not score. He has not scored any goal, but it's what a good one, the way that he finishes just in the 1-1 action in front of the goalkeeper. And what does it mean, that Lamine assists? That he equalizes the number of assists, the amount of assists that Marcus Rashford also has given this season. 9 assists, Marcus Rashford, 9 assists, Lamine Yamal. But the most important also is that Rashford scores again. So guys, I have to say that I will have to go to my position. So let's go and listen in a while with all the post-match analysis and reactions for sure.
Mark, we'll hear from you in the post-game, of course, and we'll hear all the reactions from the players. Barça then just about, Alex, in the late stages of the game, able to pull away here. We thought maybe the goals would come late on, and they did. In the end, just not enough wind in the sails of the Deport players.
Yeah, no, and kudos to Deport players. It's taken them 90 minutes to tire. So it is kudos to them. They've defended really well, made our life literally impossible. It's taking us this long to score a goal, to break them down. Deport, it has to be said, they've played a brilliant game, and I respect them because they've not been scared to try scoring themselves. They had some really good opportunities that has left us holding our breath for a few seconds, really thinking that maybe they could have gotten the wrong goal. No, it's been a good match for them. I'm really happy we really got that, because I think also it is frustrating to see that we're not able to score. It's happened a couple times already this season when it's taking us, we're really struggling to break down those deep blocks. But in the end we got there, and we're up 2-0, and we're going home happy tonight.
Yeah, 100%. Guys, don't go anywhere, because we're going to have the highlights to this game in the post-game show, so stick around with us. You can catch all the action and indeed the reactions from the players after this win. And indeed, there is an MVP poll in the chat for you guys to tune into or tuck into, as the referee has blown the whistle for a free kick. Christensen, Edic, Lamine or Rashford. We're going to be voting in the post-game show. But Barça, they're through in the Copa del Rey. Round of 32 will be in the hat for the round of 16 draw. Hansi Flick has got the job done. Massive credit to Deportivo Guadalajara. They were excellent tonight, I thought. Really stood firm for a side not really in the best moment in their domestic league, but they were excellent, came forward when they had to, defended superbly well, some top saves by the goalkeeper, but Barça just had too much. A late goal from Christensen, then followed up by Marcus Rashford with just a few minutes to go. Barça, they're through. It's job done away from home. They'll head back now. It ends for Barça. 2-0 win on the road. There you go then, people. Barça have beaten Guadalajara by 2-0 in the Copa del Rey round of 32. Alex, in the end, it was job done. It wasn't easy though, was it? It wasn't easy tonight.
No, we struggled a lot, and again, I think it was less down to us playing bad or us not doing the job that we needed to do. I think it was down to really giving credit to Guadalajara for defending really well. They made it literally impossible for us. They went in a deep block and were really effective with it. They basically made Marcus Rashford in the central position basically null. They blocked Lamine Yamal's. I don't think Lamine Yamal got one shot on target with his left foot. They covered his left foot really well. They knew exactly what they needed to do and just made our life impossible. And it took us this long to score, and we got there in the end. But I think, it was kudos to Guadalajara and the way they played today. Yeah,
100%. Right, we're going to take a short break here. We'll be back in just a few moments' time. Don't go anywhere. Highlights coming up and the reactions from Guadalajara. Let's see you so very shortly.
Right then, there you have it, people. Barça have beaten Guadalajara by 2-0 in the Copa del Rey round of 32. We're back instantly because we got Marc Brau with Copa del Rey. Let's go.
Yeah. In a very special day for Pau Coversí, al costat de Pau Coversí, que avui ha arribat als 100 partits oficials amb el Barça. Pau, ara de seguida et pregunto per aquesta xifra, però abans et demano una valoració del partit. Ha costat, aquests partits sempre costen, però ho heu tret, que és el més important.
Sí, primer molt content pels 100 partits oficials amb el club de la meva vida i segon, sí, aquests partits sempre costen, venir en aquests camps és complicat perquè has d'igualar o superar la mentalitat i l'ambició de l'altre equip. Jo crec que al principi ens ha costat una mica més, però després ja quan ha anat passat el temps i hem corregut més la pilota s'han anat cansant i hem tingut més oportunitats.
La paciència ha estat la clau, Pau, no posar-vos nerviosos tot i el fred, tot i l'ambient, tot i veure un rival crescut.
Sí, sempre costa, però no hauria de costar. Jo crec que sempre hem de sortir al màxim. Sí que ells han fet un treball espectacular, però jo crec que per tant ocasions sí que ens mereixem la victòria.
Tu deies 100 partits oficials amb el Barça. Què et diu aquesta xifra?
Bé, espectacular. Ara anar per més, intentar donar-ho tot per aquest club que ho faig sempre i espectacular.
Enhorabona, Pau, gràcies.
A tu.
The words of Pau Coversí today, reaching this incredible amount of games played. 100 games played for Pau Coversí with Barça since his debut the 18th of January in 2024, and the stat that we gave to you in Barça Live, these 100 games, 87 from the start.
Yeah, unbelievable. Marc, we'll go straight back to you whenever you have more Barça players. Coversí said it there, Alex. 100 games already with the club, came on at half-time. Different sort of game for him to come on to, but great stat, that really good stat.
Yeah, no, Coversí, I think, has proven himself key to our team. You know, I think he probably didn't expect to be this important so early on in his career, but he's been absolutely outstanding. And yeah, we can see what he did today. After he came on in the second half, we'll see this highlights from today. That shot from Guadalajara was brilliant. It was a more or less easy save from Ter Stegen there, but I think it was a good start for Guadalajara there, you know, testing us early on.
Yeah, certainly was. It was a strange first off.
Eric Garcia there.
These two long shots came within about a minute of each other.
Eric Garcia was just like, right, I'll return that to you. And, you know, I think it was the right call. It almost went in. Look at that angle
It did. The goalkeeper was shaky from those all evening long, but actually one-on-one saves made some good ones. And it was this, really. We just saw an Eric Garcia chance, a Christensen chance too. But we're already minute 18, as you can see in the highlights.
Yeah, it's where the spaces were.
It was tricky, Alex. It really was, and we had to really go off of chances like this one, the long-range efforts from Eric, Christensen, and Rashford.
Yeah, no, it was. You know, we said it a lot of times. You know, when there's such a deep block, you know, you have your midfielders, your attacking players, really deep into the attacking half into the box. It's, you know, the centre backs are the ones that have the most space because the centre backs aren't being pressured. You know, they have no 5 players around them like Marcus Rashford does, like Lamine Yamal does. So, you know, it is quite natural for them to take shots. And luckily for us, we do have 2 centre backs like Eric Garcia, like Christensen, like you know, Coversí. We've seen him, you know, go for those angles. Gerard Martin, we've seen him score from you know, angles like that. So luckily for us, we do have centre backs that have that ammunition.
Yeah, certainly. Second half, things changed. Flick mixed a few things. He brought Coversí on, and more importantly, he shuffled the deck a little bit in terms of his attacking players. Rashford playing off the left in the second 45 minutes, coming close, not once but twice. Similar chances, both excellent foot saves by Vicente in goal.
Yeah, no, those were immediate impacts from Marcus Rashford there from the left side. That was one of the key changes I think that Hansi Flick did well in the second half, was change Fermin and Marcus Rashford, mainly because of the crosses in. Fermin did well in the central position. I think the way that Fermin got gnawed in the second half has to say a lot with the way that Guadalajara defended. You know, I think no matter what player went in that central striker position was going to get was going to be more quiet than other players around him. But Marcus Rashford did well in that width position.
I'm watching the highlights, Alex, and 75 minutes in, we barely had many clear-cut chances. It was not an easy game until that moment there. Special moment for Barça, and it was Andreas Christensen who got the goal for the Catalans. Super header at the back post, certainly took a deflection. Cross was excellent from De Jong. You can see it there. It's a wicked deflection, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I just wonder whether he was trying to head that back across goal, Alex. And
I think
to be fair,
I think he was, It did look like he was going for the far post and the header, you know, going the opposite direction where the keeper was, and it's a good idea, but luckily for us, we don't have to find out whether it was going to go in or not, and it went in.
Oh, well, we've got more reactions because Christensen is with Mark now. Let's hear from him.
Yeah, with the first hero of the game, he has scored his first goal this season with Barça. Not an easy season for him, but he played quite good here in a cold night here. Andres, congrats for the win. What was the most important thing today? I don't know, it was the patience with a motivated team in front of, with the cold day. What was the key for a win today?
No, I think like you say, keep the patience. Sometimes it's difficult to keep the quality up. So like you say, stay patient and keep being motivated and take every situation seriously. That was the most important thing for us, and I think we did that well. Tried to control the game, but like I said, sometimes these games are very difficult. Cold night, the pitch not so good, you know. So yeah, we're happy with the win and with the mentality today.
I remember the first goal you scored with Barça in the Spotify Cup now against Betis. You told me, I hope that I will score more goals. Finally, not a lot, but important goals like today, of course, with a little of lucky. But how do you remember that goal? How important it was to control also the set pieces situation?
No, yeah, today I got a little bit of help on the way in. But no, it's an important moment. Like I said, a difficult match when you have some chances, but sometimes things don't go your way. But yeah, it was nice to get on the score sheet. But for me, it's mostly just nice to have another game. You know, it's been a while, and I always enjoy playing with these guys. So for me, it was most important just to come on the pitch and deliver a good performance with the team, and I think we did that.
Thank you very much, and congrats, Andres.
Thank you very much.
The words of Andres Christensen, as he said, not an easy season for him, but very happy with the win and also with the goal he scored first this season, and it was an important one here in Guadalajara.
No, thank you very much, Mark. As ever, back to you whenever you have more protagonists.
Don't go.
Oh, there you go. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Go ahead, Mark.
You can go closer, please. Yeah, next to Hansi Flick, yes, we'll listen to reaction of Andreas Christensen. Hansi, good evening. What do you think was the key of the night? Andreas told us that maybe the patience that the team had just to control the game and to wait until finally you scored.
No, I think the mentality, the attitude was really good. They really they defend well. They play how they play, and it was really good. It was a tough match for us, but at the end, 2-0 for us, it's important. But I was really appreciate a lot the attitude, how we played this, also the second half.
And also for players who are not playing from the start in the last games, for example, Andreas with Marso, are you happy also with the way that all the players played tonight?
Well, I think especially Andreas made a fantastic game today. So the defense, he was quite good, and he scored the very important first goal.
And the last one, of course, it remains only one game to end 2025. We will have time to talk about Villarreal, but important for the team to end with these incredible wins in a row that you have in La Liga, in the Champions, and also in the Copa, for the mentality to end good 2025.
No, this is why we are working every day. So we want to win the games, and today we knew that it's very difficult match today, but yeah, we see it's like that. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Hans. The words of our coach analyzing the game. I'm very happy also with Andreas Christensen's performance, and I think that we will have another player to come.
Vamos.
And with Jofre Torrents. Jofre, don't worry, we don't speak in English. Well, if you want, we can make in English. Next to Jofre Torrents, who made, if you can, si pots venir una miqueta més a prop, he made his debut with the first team in Mallorca in first La Liga game. Also, he trained a lot with the first team. Has estat entrenant durant molts partits. Finalment has tingut oportunitat avui, Jofre, de tornar a titularitat. Enhorabona per la victòria. Com t'has sentit?
Moltes gràcies. La veritat que avui bastant còmode, he intentat sortir i fer el que sé fer i bueno, la veritat és que avui molt content.
No era un partit fàcil tampoc, perquè jugàveu molts dels que tampoc éreu habituals, en una gespa que no és l'habitual, en fred, amb un rival motivat, però l'equip ha mostrat, com deia ara el míster, molt bona actitud.
Sí, òbviament, sabem que aquests partits costen, que els equips surten amb tot, a donar-ho tot, però bueno, nosaltres hem seguit treballant fins al final i al final ens hem pogut emportar.
Perquè no és fàcil jugar aquesta mena de partits, no, Jofre? Evidentment, tu has jugat molts partits de primera federació, però saps també quina mena d'equips us trobeu al davant. El Guadalajara està en l'altre grup, però són partits dels que tu també estàs acostumats i saps que no són fàcils.
Sí, òbviament no són gens fàcils, com he dit, surten a donar-ho tot, però bueno, nosaltres som el Barça, ens hem de deixar tot també i això és el que hem fet.
Ja faig l'última, com t'has trobat al camp? És cert que vas jugar uns quants minuts també fa uns dies, com t'has vist al terreny de joc?
La veritat és que bastant còmode, òbviament jugar amb el Barça és un somni i al principi una miqueta nerviós, però la veritat que superbé per l'ajuda dels companys, del míster i molt content.
Enhorabona, Jofre, seguir.
Gràcies.
The words of our left back in the starting 11 tonight, Jofre Carreras, who was very happy with his performance. And I think, Pablo and Alex, that we don't have more players, so give me just a minute, just a second, and if it's a finish, if it's confirmed, I will go with my votes of the player of the match.
Perfect.
Yeah, sounds good, Mark. Right, we'll come back to you if not. I think Alex, we'll go ahead with our MVP votes.
Yeah, go on.
Immediately. In fact, we'll finish the highlights first because we didn't finish them.
Okay.
We didn't finish them, of course.
Show the world what
we saw. Yeah, we haven't seen all of them, and people who've missed the game, of course, will be looking to see how things ended. We saw the Christensen header. A few moments after,
I
Barca
really wish. Yeah, I really wish that goal would have gone, and it was a brilliant play. Was it Pedri out to Lamine Yamal? It was someone deep in, and Frenkie de Jong there just with the flick out to Fermin. That would have been a brilliant build-up play.
Yeah.
Sad that didn't go in.
But spaces were starting to appear, and this time Lamine cutting past. Now the joint top assister with this man here, Marcus Rashford, of the season in all competitions, who finished with aplomb. Lovely little feint round the keeper there.
Yeah, no.
And rifled into the roof of the net. Job done for Barça.
Yeah, that's what we were looking for all match. That Lamine Yamal assist literally beats two defenders in and Marcus Rashford into space there with I was going to say easy finish. That's not an easy finish, but for Marcus Rashford, it might be an easy finish. It was a brilliant goal, brilliant build-up play. It's what we wanted all match, and it took, until the 89th minute for Guadalajara to leave us those spaces.
Yeah, it did. It wasn't an easy one at all. Right, we'll go straight back to Marc Brau. Marc, this time for your MVP votes. Let's see who you've gone for tonight's game. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, I want to show you that I did interviews outside, so more call for me. So, yeah, just to show that I'm like a warrior here, just not here in Guadalajara. But, yes, let's go with my votes because we don't have more interviews tonight. And I told you before, but finally my 3 points have to go to Andreas Christensen, not only for the goal he scored, also how good in defense he played with a great tackle, just in a great cross made from the left side for Guadalajara player. Remember what Hansi Flick said about Andreas Christensen, how good was his performance. And I think it's good also to have more players coming back to have confidence, especially at the back. I want to give 2 points to Marcus Rashford because he struggled a little bit with two good attempts he had at the first part of the second half, and I think it was good for him to score again after a long time, at least 1 month and a half, and he finished very well the action for the second goal. And finally, I want to give 1 point to Marc-André ter Stegen. Long time ago he played the last game, it was in Montjuic against Villarreal. He suffered also, he's our captain, and also he did 2 great saves in the second half, so I think that he deserves all this 1 point, our captain Marc-André ter Stegen. So guys, only one game to go. Next Sunday, a very tough one. For sure Barca will end 2025 at the top of the standings, but it will be good also to win one of the most difficult teams this season in La Liga, Villarreal, next Sunday, 4:50 p.m. We will go there in the Estadio of La Cerámica. Remember, the Barca players will come back to Barcelona this night, so let's gonna go to Madrid right now and then coming back to Barcelona. So guys, it was a pleasure as always, and let's gonna see you next Sunday.
Marc, thank you as always. Absolute pleasure. Thanks for all of the help, Pitchside and Barça through in the cup. Go and get yourself warm, get yourself back to Barcelona, and of course we'll see you on Sunday, as will all the Barça Live family. Right, Alex, your man of the match votes quickly for us. Go for it.
Yeah, I had to go with Andreas Christensen. I realized in the match also I was calling him Marcus Christensen. I think I was like, I was Marcus Rashford was in my head. Christensen, I think easily, not only because he scored, it's not one of those votes that because he scored he gets player of the match. Defensively, we said it throughout the match, he was absolutely brilliant and cutting off a lot of the Guadalajara attacks, brilliant tackles, brilliant headers, brilliant reading of the play. Frenkie de Jong I thought was really, really key, especially when Pedri isn't on the pitch. There always needs to be a midfielder that controls the tempo, controls the rhythm and everything, and Frenkie de Jong really got on the ball quite a lot. I would like to think that he got the most touches on the ball of everybody on the pitch. And Marcus Rashford, he scored, but I think that change in the second half, the Hansi Flick, when he put him out wide, he was really, really impactful. Got a lot of crosses in, got a lot of plays in. There was a lot of space for him to run into when Guadalajara was attacking. So I think Rashford just had a really, really good game.
Yeah, absolutely right. Let's go for my votes. You can see, by the way, the highlights are indeed playing in the background for you all to tune into. If you missed the game tonight, there you have them on your screen. Barça suffered and right until the latter stage they eventually got their way through. Right, I've gone for also Andreas Christensen, resounding MVP votes for him. I went for Frenkie de Jong with 2 points. I thought he was excellent tonight. Got the assist for the first goal, but I thought in a game where Barça didn't have a lot of spaces, he created, he navigated the play well. And then I gave one to Lamine Yamal. I thought it wasn't an easy night for Lamine, but my God, did he keep persisting there. And he tried constantly to make things happen. Different sort of game for him, really. But I thought he was excellent. I did. So I had to give him a point. I wanted to give him credit. You know, I understand Matt going to Stegen. I think Rashford also produced a lot, especially when he went to the left in the second half. I thought he was a lot better. Came close on a few occasions. But I decided to go for Lamine with 1 point, which means we've got a resounding a number of points for Christensen, who, by the way, I'm such a big fan of. I think he's excellent. I want to see him more in a Barca shirt. Top centre back. So Christensen should have the final MVP votes. There you have it. 9 for Christensen, 4 for De Jong, 3 for Rashford, and 1 each for Ter Stegen and Lamine Yamal. Alex, we've got the highlights on our screen here. Barca kept on pushing. These chances for Rashford were the best we had until the goal.
Yeah, again, you know, Marcus Rashford went to out wides on that left side and had an instant impact. Those 2 opportunities right off the bat. It was a brilliant saves from the Guadalajara keeper, just being really confident in coming out to Marcus Rashford. And unlucky for us, we didn't score early on, but we just kept persisting. Again, you know, there Frenkie de Jong would just cross what we were saying, get a cross in, anything could happen. It's exactly that cross from Frenkie de Jong we're seeing there. You know, 83% possession that we finished with. This was unlucky for Lamine Yamal. Again, look at the amount of bodies that he had to beat with that shot. There was about 6 bodies in front of him.
It was unbelievable. And, at this point in the game, we were thinking, where on earth is this going to go? This is going to be a long night, you know. And hey, we'd still be playing if we didn't get that goal. Christensen did get it.
76 minutes it took us to score. And it was, again, the early cross into the second post is what happened. It was from the corner kick, but it went all the way back to Frenkie de Jong. Frenkie de Jong there with a brilliant cross into the second post. That's where we were getting probably the most joy out of it. This moment, I held my breath, my words. It was, to be fair, it was a brilliant shot from Mendes.
It was.
He created something out of nothing, really. He got into those positions. Christensen again there tracked back really nicely. You were like, oh, this play is dead. But no, that was good. And again, you know, we're seeing that Frenkie de Jong almost brilliant assist of the season in there for Firmino.
Yeah, that little flick from De Jong. This came just a few moments before Barca finally did get their second, the second that would finish things off. It's a really glorious pass by Lamine, I must say. Really nicely hit into space. And Rashford, call as you like, 2-0, bang.
Look at that. Brilliant finish, controlled finish from Marcus Rashford. Did really well to get around the keeper there. And it's a hard finish, you know. He cut down his angle really tight. And on top of that, he's going full speed to get the balance off to, you know, you really have to know how to open your hips, cross your hips, and that was a brilliant finish from Marcus Rashford to seal the game. You can see the relief on Hansi Flick when Marcus Rashford scored. He was just like, okay, we're going home now.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, in the members chat, you had a chance to vote in the poll for your MVP. Lamine Yamal won with 37%. He always wins. I think the fact that
I think you can ask anything and put Lamine Yamal in, and Lamine Yamal is going to win.
Best goalkeeper at the club, Lamine Yamal wins.
Try it next time. We'll try it next time.
Yeah, we will. Christensen, the fact that he had just 6% less of the vote with 31, I think tells you a lot. Okay. Rashford, 25%. Edic with 7. And guys, by the way, leave your votes. I'm seeing a few in the chat. Elimir Days has 3 for Christensen, 2 de Jong, 1 to Stegen. Akshpo has 1 for Ter Stegen, 2 for Rashford, 3 Lamine or Edic, in my opinion.
Okay.
McLombis says Villarreal will be a tough one, but we will take them. Certainly one of the biggest games of the season is coming up on Sunday, people. Right, Alex, you'll be there for this one. We'll be back.
Yes.
What a way to end the year that is.
Right.
Huge game.
Yep.
Tonight we're going to bid you farewell, Culers. Thank you for so many of you for tuning in. Barça, we're through in the cup. We'll be in the hat for the round of 16 draw. That'll be played in January, so watch out for that, people. We still, as I say, have one game to play this year. And boy, is it a big one. It's against Villarreal away from home in La Liga as our fight to retain the title continues. Culers, don't go anywhere because you can hear the words of Hansi Flick in the press conference. We bid you good night with the German coach's words. Ciao, Culers.
Buona nit.
What do you think of your players' behavior in a game like with such special conditions?
No, I was happy with the attitude we had we showed today, and I think it was the key also for the victory. So when you play this COPA games, it's not easy because the opponent, they defend really good. So, but at the end, the most important thing is the attitude, the mentality we showed on the pitch, and it was good.
Li preguntarem a Hansi Flick per la titularitat de Marc-André ter Stegen. M'ha parlat en directe a RAC1. Hi Hansi, considering Marc-André ter Stegen's situation in the club, it was a bit surprising to see him in the starting 11 today. How do you manage the situation, and how did you make that decision, considering that we expected maybe not so many chances for him to...
No, it's just like, you know, for me, Mark is the captain, and also he's 12 years, I think around about 12 years here in the club, and he's back now. And I want to give him, or all the coaches, so we spoke about that, and we said, okay, we give him the opportunity to show that he is back. But this is for this game, and this is all, nothing else. So it's like that, and he had the opportunity to play, and I think it was good next step also for him.
Hi Hansi, what do you think about this match? Because I think that Barcelona today suffers to win here, and what do you think about Deportivo Guadalajara? In first grade is a less category. What do you think?
No, it's these matches are really not easy. So I said before, I'm happy with the attitude we had on the pitch. We showed on the pitch, and this was the key for the victory. So we know that these matches are normal. When you not score directly a goal, it's always not easy. So it's like that. But 2-0 for us, and yeah, we're in the next round. This is the most important thing.
¿Alguna pregunta más? ¿Alguna pregunta más? No.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias. Buenas noches.